And we're live. Kim's over there grinding, so she's already working.
Well, I was trying to get it done before we started.
Yeah, she was trying to get it done before we started, but we started. No, because the clock kept going. Mark Silvey says, I feel like we should have horns to honk. Well, yeah, because remember, do you ever go to drive-in movies and people start honking the horns when they want the movie to start?
Oh, man. I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. Well, you know how movies are. They got little notches on the side of the film, and the film breaks, and then they got to go in there and fuss around and tape it together or something, and so there's a lull. People start honking their horns, you know.
Tavo's here. Hello.
Yeah,
welcome everyone.
We got some people here already. That's
I'm
right.
Kim of Kim Fixes Things. I'm here with Buff Del Campo, the namesake of the channel and host for tonight. That you have found. It's Saturday night, live from Clarksville, Tennessee. Thank you for being here.
And we got Ari here too.
We've got a bunch of special guests, friends, and other content creators will stop in to say hello. We will attempt to keep you entertained, but it's important for us to get some work done. We're making some progress. Last night we put in a good work session. We got a lot done. And we are, it's moving along. Not at like lightning speed, but like things are happening slowly in the background.
No,
a little here, a little there.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see smoke, and I look over there. It's like, what's that? It's your coffee. It's not smoke. It's steam.
Oh, that's right. I have another cup. That's my second cup of coffee already. I'm ready to go. We're gonna get a couple hours of work in here, and if you guys are on good behavior and the internet cooperates and the creek don't rise.
I was going to get that.
Okay.
And you're going to get it. Okay.
Yeah, and the creek don't rise. We'll be here for a couple of hours.
Oh, and it started cooling off. It's 54 in here right now, and I got a big fire going, so we'll have to go check that fire pretty soon.
And Tavo says he's still here. Actually, he did it earlier. He said he's still here. Tavo, please tell me it's not so dire. Is it that bad? Like, I know Mr. Tavo had some
He's
stuff,
in the hospital.
and it's up to him how much he wants to talk about it, but please tell me you're being a little bit, I hope it's not that bad. We want you to be around for a long time.
Will the U be done tonight? Hey, don't be so pushy.
Maybe. I mean, we're dragging it out on purpose to build suspense.
We got a lot done last night that would have been really boring to do on here because there was a lot of taking the smart tool, the electronic level.
Oh, yeah.
And moving this, moving that, hammering, moving, checking one side to the other, hit little templates made, check from one side to the other. Well, you do that on live.
I finally had to tell him, quit sitting down. I will need you again in a minute. Because I'm like, I set it down, and I'm grinding, and I'm hammering it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready again.
I made the little tools. Come on, make it sound like I wasn't doing it.
No. You were a critical importance in the thing, and you were my measurement. Because I don't, you don't want two people. One guy does the measurements, right? Because he always reads his tape the same way, right? One guy always gets the dumb end, and the other person reads the number. And then the other person writes them down, right? It's unified pattern, and that's how you get good results, So I'm like, I can't do it. Please measure for me again. And it was very short cycles of taking it all apart and then adjusting and then putting it all back together
and taking the measurement again.
Yeah, it was, anyway.
So right now, from one side to the other of the pickup bed, the two sides are like this, and they're skewed like this by 0.2 of a degree. But one side isn't welded solid yet.
I got the bracket. I'm making the bracket.
So once that bracket's clamped in place, we can adjust it so both sides are the same, and then tack weld it in place, and then it'll be perfect. But it's that close, right? 0.2 of a degree is, you have a hard time seeing that. You can go across the room and sight across it and trying to see it if it's skewed like that at all. It's like, what you got to do is raise your head up and down. You see that point where they intersect, and that point will move back and forth. You go, okay, it's off a little bit. And you mess with it. And when you move your head up and down and one side just disappears and there's no point that moves across, you got it perfect. And So that's kind of what we were doing. Of course, we don't have a lot of room in here, so getting far enough away to do that, it's kind of hard to do. But that's why we're using the smart tool.
Sorry, guys, we're all over the place. It can be like that at the beginning of the stream, talking about all the different things. There's lots of good Johnny C, back to drive-in theaters, says he worked in a drive-in theater. There was a booth, and when the projectionist had to scramble to repair the film, and the horns were fierce. I remember the local little drive-in. The owners operated the place, so there was nobody in the projection thing. So if the thing went down,
there's no projectionist.
There was nobody sitting in there all night.
they just let it run.
The same person who started the film, he had to go and work in the concession stand.
Oh, jeez.
So he might not see if the thing went off, and then they would start blowing the horns. So he knew to run and fix the projector.
The other thing I remember is going in a theater where you sit down and everybody yelling, "Focus, focus!" and there's nobody up there, and it's all out of focus. Oh. You yell, enough people yell pretty soon it focuses,
Mexican Spec did a live stream this afternoon.
Oh, and
it seems to have gone well.
Beginning to end, I was there.
Congratulations, Mexican Spec. It seems like you've really stepped up your game and things are going well. He says, it was my pleasure. We have a good time. I honestly, let's see, was looking at the comments more than the cars on the screen. Yeah, that's awesome. I know it's a lot of work for him to put that show together. It's like just a non-stop parade of photos for like 2 hours. That's a lot of work to put that together every week. It's more than I do to prepare for our stream. So, and Mr. and Mrs. Mexican Spec, they're very entertaining people. They have a good banter. And I am sorry, I did not watch today because I was unconscious. We worked late, and then I couldn't sleep, and then once I did sleep, it was all afternoon. I was out.
Yeah, I don't like coffee, so I take a caffeine pill. It's got 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is kind of like 2 cups of coffee. So I did that last night. Man, I had energy all night. And then we got back to the house, and it's like, okay, I got to go to sleep. No way. I got to sleep about 2 hours before Mexican Spec came on his live, and I had my alarm set to wake up 10 minutes before 3 o'clock my time when he comes on. So I slept like 2 hours. So I was dragging my ass tonight. More caffeine. So, we'll go a couple hours anyway. Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to do something? Because you can do it and I can't.
What's that?
Set the camera up so we can see the back of that car. So I can switch cameras.
Oh, yeah, the big camera?
Yeah.
I can see it.
I can see it sitting there. It just isn't turned on.
I want to do. We did not read off a bunch of names and award points. I apologize. I'm not going to go back and do it because we have stuff to do. We got to get right into it. But as consolation, everyone who's here, you get 3 points. So, you made it in the 8-minute window. Even if you're here after the stream, if you're watching this, you get the 3 points. Congratulations to everyone. Keep track of your points. I don't got a database. I don't keep a spreadsheet. I don't even have that Microsoft program. What is it? Excel for keeping spreadsheets.
Man, I do it. I'm doing the taxes right now because this is the time in the U.S. For those of you who are not in the U.S., we have to file taxes by April 15th. And I know people that wait till the 14th and then they go panic and they try to get everything together. Well, it's the beginning of January and I want to have everything done. So I'm doing all that accounting and I'm doing it all in Excel because it's so nice. It almost does the work for you, You just got to make sure everything, everything's in there.
Pavo asks, who wakes up early on a Sunday morning? And Mexican Sex says religious people. That's right. The only way to get people up early on a Sunday is Mexican Spec or the threat of God.
Two kinds of people get up early on Sunday morning.
Who's that?
People who go to church, and Mexican Spec is another. In the other group is the ones that watch Steve Leco live.
Oh.
When I wake up to see Steve
So,
Lato,
religion is pretty much
when
it.
I wake up to see Steve Lato, it's like, nope. I go right back to sleep.
If I'm going to set up the camera, you need to hold it.
I need to hold this rusty piece of metal.
Rusty.
This looks like a piece of chromoly.
That is not chromoly.
Okay, it's just a piece
You know
of...
where this came from?
I do not know.
This came from the Big Blue truck. This was the floorboards from the Big Blue truck. I ripped them out.
Oh, okay.
Somebody had, bought a big piece of metal,
And John Cope's here.
bent it in there.
Saying
Hey, John.
there's some... I don't like to discuss politics, but we won't go into the politics. We won't go into politics of it, but there's some talk about getting rid of the IRS and the income tax. And as far as I'm concerned, income tax, we've had it all my life, and I've had to deal with it. But it is kind of like a penalty on productivity. But mostly with us this year, we've had so many expenses for the YouTube channel. I just have to log them all. I mean, what we made in YouTube is probably 1/10 of what we spent. So I just have to log it all and make sure I don't have to pay tax on that. But
They write him up, Jerry.
What happens is, if you're in business, money you spent for the business is not a profit, So we've spent a lot. I think one camera, that camera she's getting out right there, that right there is more money than we made YouTube in a year.
It is, and it's not even a new camera. It was used.
Yeah, Cope says, from 1776 to 1913, there were no income taxes. Yeah, I mean, just history. You know what funded this country was tariffs at the beginning.
Oh my God, we're getting political.
Well, at the beginning. No, this is history. It's not what we want to do. It's what happened. And yeah, it was 1913, and it took a constitutional amendment to get income taxes. So.
Okay, click on the other camera so you can see.
Okay. Oh, where is it? Oh yeah, I got to change things here, and then I go here. Oh, there we go. That's the wrong one. That's the right one.
Is that what you wanted to show?
Yeah, it pretty much shows. Sure.
Okay, I can move it in a little closer, whatever you need there. Thanks everybody for being here. And are you ready, or were you just
and
asking?
then somebody says property tax in California is kind of rough. Yeah, I agree.
Oh gosh.
And that's one of the reasons I'm here in Tennessee, is because, 4.5 acres here and 2 buildings and, a house that's kind of an old hillbilly house, and then we got this shop. But my property tax here is about $1,400 a year. And in California, I had a little tiny place, and oh my God, they rake you over the coals, man. Oh.
Where's my piece?
So what are you looking for here? Oh, your piece of metal. I set it down. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me get back to what we're doing here. Let me see. I got little things I gotta click. Does this show it? Yeah, that shows it, but I want to show both of us. Okay, so Mexican Spec says Buff is learning tech. Soon you'll be able to set the time on the VCR. Yeah, now that we don't have VCRs anymore.
Do we own a VCR?
Yeah, do we own a VCR? I bet we do. Some are put in the bottom of the heap of shit that we don't use. Probably a VCR full of spiders somewhere.
I think we might have an old TV someplace that has a
We
VCR
have a TV that's got a slot for a. It's not a VCR. It's just a.
For a laser
disc. It's just a V. It's a player for what do you call them? Yeah, VCR, the tapes, VHS tapes. Tyler says, really? You don't have a VCR?
No, where did we get tapes?
I got a phone. It does everything. Yeah. And if I had new cars, it would do even more because then I could get my phone out and find the menu, and I could close the driver's door with the phone. I wouldn't have to reach out. I wouldn't have to reach out and grab the door and close it. I could close it from the phone.
Can you even buy a VCR anymore? Is that something
you can buy a VCR, probably used on eBay or something.
New. Can they sell new VCRs? That is some outmoded technology.
Talo says phone doesn't play VHS tapes. That'd be some big phones. Johnny C says, I wish I had one of those. I have a bunch of tapes. Yeah, it's like about a 9 or 10 inch TV, and it's got a slot on the bottom. And originally I bought that thing because I stuck it in the back of the car when one of my kids was young, because we'd go on a trip and he'd just be going nuts back there. And we put we ran a couple of tapes and take them on trip and plug those in, and he'd sit back there and watch them. You pay less zero saver. You pay sales tax, property tax, income tax, tariff, all tax. Yeah.
Lots of taxes.
And then there's the ones I call stealth taxes, which are, I mean, if you smoke, you're going to pay taxes that non-smokers pay, and gasoline tax, and hammering. The one that got me is in California when I lived there. Oh, God, this was like 40 years ago. We had a gasoline tax that was per gallon. And I was always taught that you can't charge a tax on a tax. But California proved me wrong, because what they did was they started charging sales tax on the gas. But they charged it on the per gallon price with per gallon tax already figured in. So then we were paying a tax on a tax. I just tear my hair out with that. And now every state does that. So that's what I call a stealth tax. Okay, a Mexican spec says in Mexico they charge 16% on everything. When you pay rent, you pay 16% on tax on that too. What about, do they charge income tax in Mexico, or it's just all I don't know, a lot of places call that a value-added tax or sales tax. Yeah, Braden, we know all about that. And I don't want to talk about it because it's like spreading like wildfire all over. And it's like I go on my
I told you
I go on YouTube and like every feed is Minnesota. So
I guess ban him. He knows. He's been around here long enough. Ban him too.
If you want to
ban him.
If you want to go watch that, go watch that.
Mexican spec, ban him. We're not allowed to talk about it. He says any more words.
They use them for meetings at workplaces in the 80s, 90s, training tapes, no need for TV or cable. Yeah, we had they used to show movies in school, then they started showing VHS tapes. And Mexican spec says, yes, they pay income tax too. Is it a set rate, or is it variable depending on how much you make? Or I'm just curious how it works in another country. Tavo says, yeah, same here. We pay 40-odd cents per liter excise tax on gas, then GST on that total, including the excise. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Then you're paying a tax on a tax. That's pretty bad. Mexican spec says also to get new set of license plates, they're charging 3,200 pesos just for the plates. How much can a set of plates cost to make? Yeah. Well, it's a tax. Well, here in Tennessee, it was pretty good. It was, God, what the hell was it? It was $22 a year for the license plates. And recently it went up to $104. Youch. There's an increase. That was a couple of years ago. They did that. They did that to us.
Never admit that it's good, or they'll raise it again.
Let's see. Can you give me a rough estimate? This Braden says, what an actual property cost for a home? Because to buy a home here in the States, it's like $400,000. Around here is probably 300. in this area right here?
No.
Well, it depends on what you want. I mean, that's the lowest you're going to pay in this area out here.
For an old house.
An old, not a very
desirable piece of property.
Not a very big piece of property. An older house is about 300, and then it goes up from there, you know. But I mean, you can live with that.
Yeah, it used to be a lot cheaper, but this is a very desirable part of the country.
Well, and that's what happened in Tennessee. It became a desirable area.
Yep.
And so properties
it
got
used to be really a lot
properties cheaper. More than doubled here in the last 10 years.
In 10 years, it's doubled.
Yep. Louise says Diora 2. I remember the Diora. Pablo says we pay $31 for a pair of plates on top of registration fee, an admin fee, and stamp duty. See, that's what I don't like. I got a ticket in California, a parking ticket, and then I went to, you're supposed to pay it online, and then they itemize a bunch of stuff like they charge you for using your credit card, which like, how else are you going to pay it online? And then they charge you an admin fee, and then they charge you for the ticket. It's like, come on. You know, it was almost double what the ticket was with all the added expenses. There's Ray. He's here. Good evening. And then Mexican Fed says his registration fee is included in that, but it is $900 to transfer ownership, and then he'll pay $700 pesos, $700 for a lady to do it on his behalf. Probably make it easier to do. Yeah, Dean is talking about the number of plates. A lot of states in the U.S. is one license plate, and a lot of them are two license plates. Tennessee is one license plate. Arizona was one license plate. California is two. Ohio, when I was there, is two. I don't know what it currently is. And, yeah, Pennsylvania was one.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're all over the place. Ray says, I'm not going to bitch about my property tax or plate fees. I don't want the ticket too low. And Faith is here. And Levi's backyard performance. I have a law office front. Man. I have a law office trying to get me in New Jersey toll bill. It was $30 to drive a crappy road. They just, yeah. Mark Savay, we had a car accident and had to get a lawyer involved, and after 3 years, got barely nothing for her injuries. Yeah, I'm in the middle of one of those right now. Daniel, about 40 states still use prison labor to make license plates. A lot of states do that. Years ago, I hired a guy. It's in Pennsylvania, and he'd been in prison, and I worked with him one night, and we got in a big old discussion because he worked making license plates for a long time, and he was explaining to me all the process and how they make them reflective and all this. He knew the whole thing. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, Johnny C says if you pay your registration fee online in California, they charge a convenience fee. Convenient for them. Yeah, yeah. That's what happened. I got the parking ticket in California. They charged me a fee to use my credit card online. Yeah, how else am I going to pay online? Like, roll up some money and stuff it through somehow.
Yeah.
Lee says, well, I have a 68 Camaro from Hot Wheels. Garage sale. Oh, I know a guy, he collects Hot Wheels. I mean, he was the HR guy where I worked up there in Maryland. He's got a Hot Wheels collection you wouldn't believe. Yeah, Mexican Spec says it's interesting what California will do after they get the 9ZZ999. Well, you know, they used to run a series of plates for a while. The yellow plate became the black plates in 1963, and then they just went on from that. And then they went to 7 digits. I don't know. Maybe they'll go to 8 digits. Who knows what the hell they'll do? I mean, they'll probably never have a new series of plates again. You know, where they start fresh. Yeah, you'll see what'll happen. That's right. Yeah, toll roads all over Mexico. Oh, well, they're a little better. Free roads. What I don't like is the toll roads here. They've taken the toll booths are there, but nobody's in the toll booth. You drive up, nobody's there. You just drive through. And they have a license plate reader, and then Maryland, they don't even send you a bill. You have to go log into the website and look for your license plate and try to figure out if you owe them any money. Yeah, Mexican Spec says they might move everything over and start with, so the letters are more in the middle and start with a 01, 3 letters. I mean, they could do that, unless that, I don't think that conflicts with anything else going on in California, any other truck plates or trailer plates, or I don't know what all they are. Braden says, Kim and Buff both need a fabricating shop and people working for them. Make them money on projects and get more projects done. You know what happens then? I become a manager. And that's what I did my whole life, was I managed big shops, you know. And except the time I was working at the test site, we were doing flight testing. I wasn't managing anything out there. So that was actually a lot more fun because I got to do what I was good at. I don't really want to manage a shop. Tawas says, State of Victoria here have moved to 1AA1AA to 9ZZ9ZZ. They still use numbers 1 and 0 with letters I and O. And I saw a license plate in Maryland. The guy has a personalized plate, and it was something like 1II1, 1I1, something like that. It was just, there were ones and I's, and it was on a Corvette. I'm surprised they issued that to him.
You only had one eye? Maybe
Let's
you
see.
only had one eye?
How often will levies and taxes be ended when the project is done?
Never!
Man, I'm having a tough time with that.
Never, unless it's specifically written into the law. The only way there's any chance it will ever end.
And then,
even at that.
And then Mark Sylvain says, if you ever drive into Toronto, Ontario, do not take Highway 407. It's a toll highway. It charges way too much. But you know what? When you're going into, I got caught in this. My former wife got caught in it. In Richmond, Virginia, there's a place where there's an off ramp, and it says toll road or something, and it was an arrow. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to take that. I continue on the road I'm going. But what it is you take that ramp to pay the toll, and it takes you back on. But if you don't know that, you just cruise through, and then you get a ticket. Well, I was lost. I went through there, and then I had to turn around. I came back, and then I ended up going through. I got 2 tickets the same day for bypassing the off ramp where you pay the toll. Man, and it was like $30 each. for like a $2 toll, you
We
know.
love that. That's called.
Oh, and then my former wife got caught in the same place. And that says was a Cadillac in Oregon that had Evil on the license plate. You know, you remember Evil Knievel? His had. Well, anyway, Evil Knievel had a back before Cadillac had station wagons. He had a custom built Cadillac wagon, and the license number was EVEL. And I used to see that thing in Los Angeles. He was driving around. Let's see. Talo says bodily insurance here don't pay compensation. It just disappeared. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with this. I'm going to scroll back. They do cover living assistance and medical expenses. You can be incapacitated. They just pay for people to come do what you can't. Dean Stevenson says licorice plate. Okay, I'm going to not pay attention to this for a couple minutes because I'm going to help Kim. I'm going to swap cameras here because I know what's coming up over there. So you have to talk amongst yourself. Well, I'm gonna. Oh, I see. Oh, you made a really good thing over there, Kim. They're not going to be able to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this.
You're going to have to move the camera somehow.
Yeah, don't.
Is it? Okay, I got two things to do. I have to go check the fire, and you're doing this. You're gonna have to excuse me. I'm really busy here for a minute.
Okay. Sometimes progress is noisy. Yes, I am noisy. $150 because it was deemed a. Oh my gosh, Mark Sauvé. That's horrible. Oh my goodness.
What is this?
He got a $150 bill for taking a heavy vehicle down the 407. Wow.
I remember driving a truck. It was a company truck for the guy I worked for, and there were a toll booth. Sometimes it was a lot more, and we figured out what it was. When he had a full tank of gas, that truck was over 8,000 pounds, and they knew that somehow. Because if he had a full tank of gas, the toll was really high. And if it was almost out of gas, the toll was like a car. You know?
How you doing, Ray? Good to see everybody. I hope he isn't talking. He's in a very gripe about taxes kind of mood. So if you guys want that content, you get him riled up. He'll talk all night about it.
Oh, I'm just talking about what happened. Nothing. I mean, you can't do anything about it.
Hippie Long says it looks really good. Good ideas you used. We worked together, and I was on this side. We did it my way on this side, and I said, "Well, we'll do it your way on this side." He said, "No, I want it to look the same as the other side." So we did it the same way. So, hey, Faith, nice to see you. I'm here. It's me. I'm here. Bumper Stumpers. I don't remember Bumper Stumpers. Hotel Transylvania 4? I saw the first one. I didn't know they made 4 of those. Wow. License plates were made from soybean fiberboard in the 40s?
They were during World War II.
I had no idea. I didn't know soybean was a crop at that point. I thought soybean became a more popular crop in like the 1970s.
Oh, you know who started that? It was Henry Ford back way back. He was the first soybean guy.
Really? Henry Ford?
Well, it was Henry Ford. Who was the? He's a black guy in Alabama that developed all the soybean stuff. Really sharp guy, and he worked with Henry Ford. Henry Ford hired him to use it or something.
Everything west of Texas is California, right?
No. Arizona's west of Texas. It's nothing like California.
Buck Del Campo doesn't agree with you. I've never been that far west. Oh, that's not true. I was up in Portland a couple years ago. It's the only time. Boy, we drove the whole way out there too. That was unique. That was a road trip, man.
I gotta make some noise.
We're in Tennessee, that's right. I think Todd knows that. I'm not sure where that comment came from. Levi's Backyard Performance says the car is really coming along. Congratulations. Thank you. We've been putting our blood, sweat, and tears into the effort here. And it's starting to pay off. I even poisoned myself by welding galvanized, and unbeknownst to me, I was welding on galvanized. Really made myself ill. Granddad's Junk is here as well. Welcome in. He's over there chainsawing. I guess it doesn't really carry over here. Mexican Spec asks about the YouTube channel Just Dashes. It's interesting how they make dashes new again. That does sound interesting. Especially padded dashes. They don't hold up to the sun here. Yeah, galvanized is scary stuff. Glad you're safe. I'm okay now, but I had like scabs in my nose from chemical burns. I didn't know. I just thought it smelled bad. It smelled weird, but I just thought it was the paint, but it wasn't the paint. It was the galvanizing. And the whole bed is hot galvanized dip, but also the cab and also the Chrysler Crossfire that we used as metal. Like any cars built after like 1985, 83, even the late 70s, they were galvanizing fenders and stuff like that. You've got to be careful what you're doing because you start welding on it. And yeah, that's a lot of reason to like older cars from like the 60s and the 50s because they're definitely not galvanized. And you can weld on them. Or now you're buying, raw uncoated metal, which is not as cheap as scavenging pieces of old other stuff. But appliance sides are not galvanized. So if you can get some old appliance sheet metal off of an old appliance, it's usually pretty thick, and you can get the paint off. I don't know. You have to strip the paint off. The thing I've noticed about the appliances, they have really hard paint on them. So when you try and bend it, the paint cracks.
It's probably like baked on. log you had over there was about this big around.
Did you cut it the whole way off?
I cut it all the way
You
off.
want me to split it?
Oh, I was just gonna stick it in there the way it is, but right now we got a good fire going, so.
Oh, okay, you're good for
I
the
mean, you
moment?
could split it, but I don't know. It's probably gonna be okay the way it is. I don't know. It's up to you. It's only like this long. It's big around, but it's only like
I know,
this
that's
long.
why I cut it short.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Todd Saw, hey, welcome.
yeah, he's been here for a few
Oh,
minutes.
has he? Oh, you know what, Todd? I just watched your the video you did of the restoration on the doll.
George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver, that's
Okay.
right.
Lester LeSabre said that. I think some other people said it too.
I can't
Anyone
think
who
of his name.
typed in George Washington Carver, you get 2 points for giving us the answer, or for giving us the answer to his question.
Yeah, and that's who it was that did all the soybean research. Smart guy.
Yeah. I am going to move this car a little bit that way, I think, so I can put the camera there and aim it at the stuff that I'm fitting together
Okay.
so that we can see better.
Okay, and then I.
But there's not as much advantage. When we were working over there, it really helped to have some extra space, but
Yeah, right now we need the space.
we don't need this.
Oh, we got that headset on the stall horses, which is
No, I won't bother.
nervous, making me nervous because those are really, they're ripping saw horses.
No,
lot of
they're
weight
not rickety. Those are good sawhorses. Those sawhorses were owned by a famous guy who built Corvettes.
Yeah, he built Corvettes and He actually built the Avantis, a lot of the Avantis.
Cadillac Avantis?
That was the Studebaker Avanti.
Can you push a little more? Just a hair more.
You're bending it.
Oh, okay. Just a hair more? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and talk to the chat. I'm going to set.
Well, I'm gonna switch cameras so they can see us, but I got to start taking some measurements.
What measurements?
Oh, you're moving that. Oh, okay.
I
So
told you that.
yeah, well, I didn't really understand what you were doing. So
Okay, well now
I'll switch it back till you're done.
Yeah. I gotta do welding before we measure anything. Because it's gonna move.
Braden says, I love capsaicin. The active chemical compound in chili peppers that produces a sensation of spiciness or heat. Again, there's all different levels of that. There's a guy I watch all the time. He called the Kitchen Cosmonaut. He's an American that lives in Ukraine, and he does all kind of food reviews. And he just did one on, or maybe not too long ago, that did all different peppers. Pickled peppers.
Okay, is this on? Check.
Let me see. I'll check it and see. Oh yeah, that shows it, but can you lower it a little so you can see both sides, so you can see what I'm doing?
Well, we're not doing that yet. I gotta weld.
Okay, I've got to check this and check that, and then hold that in the right position so they're parallel.
I'm not ready to do that part of it.
Okay.
I gotta weld that bracket in.
I would think you'd want to clamp that bracket in and get it so that it is parallel. So you don't have to, because once it's welded to one piece.
Yeah, but see, we're gonna lift this into place, and then I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm not ready yet.
Okay, well I'm thinking you clamp that, and then as we get it right, then it'll have a little pressure on it, and then you can weld it. You know what I mean? Because once you weld it, it's welded.
I know, but that wasn't the way I was going to make it correct. I was just going to shim this and weld it in the right place, not worry about this. But, because this is really tough to, I guess I could shim it, yeah. I guess I could shim
Yeah, Scoville levels. I just turned around and saw Merrick posted. Scoville levels. You're right.
All right. Yeah, just give me a minute to.
Okay, Tim wants a minute to, I'll come back over here. Well, you're doing that.
He wants to get these measurements. As soon as
Well, no, I don't want you welding it, and then we'll have to fill a gap or something.
Well, that's kind of what I was planning, but that's okay. We'll do it that. We'll do like what you're saying. I think you're right. I can get close. Maybe kind of-
Faith says she loves watching snowmobile videos. Yeah, I don't know. I think riding a snowmobile would be fun, but I don't like the cold, so I'd get cold, and then I'd be done with it.
Maybe wasn't one of these.
Patrick says, not me. Spicy does not agree with me. I like spicy, like, just enough that it's kind of there, and that's about it.
He doesn't like spicy. That's.
I mean, and the spicy, Kim puts stuff, like that, what is it? I don't know, some stuff she uses.
I put regular red pepper. It's too
Yeah, it's
spicy.
really good, but I get a little piece of that red pepper in my dry throat.
He doesn't.
I can't stop coughing, and I'm miserable.
Like
Coughing and sneezing and coughing and sneezing. It's miserable.
you like salty. You like garlic. You like onion. You do not like. Spicy.
Oh, I like, what the latest thing I've been doing is taking yellow sweet onions and cutting them all up into little pieces and pickling them. And they only take a few days to pickle. And man, are they good.
I'll bet you probably like jalapeno flavor too.
I like jalapeno flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the heat, you know, I'm not going to eat raw jalapenos. That's too much.
No,
you know?
And we'd have to be careful about that. He doesn't like spicy. Don't tell people spicy.
Oh, I like a little bit of spicy.
You like flavor. Like spicy.
When I was a kid, we had a guy over to the house that was going to school with my father, and he was from, it's East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. But so he was over for dinner, and he's like eating a little bit, and my mother says, I think he likes hotter foods, you know. So I went over, I said, well, we have some hot sauce my dad likes. I got up from the table and went over to the refrigerator and got this hot sauce that I could barely put the stuff in my mouth, you know. And he smelled it, and he dumped like that whole bottle of hot sauce all over all the food. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is good. That's a guy that was brought up with heat, you know, and that's what he liked to eat. I'll have some great circle dirt tracks in Tennessee. You ever go to the races? Oh, you know what? In California, I was really into sprint car racing, and I spent so much money. I sponsored 2 sprint cars from my last radiator shop. I went broke with sprint cars, man. I can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore.
Give them the weld view so they can see the.
Okay, so we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, they can see right behind me, but.
No, give them the other camera. No, give them both. So
yeah, I see.
There you go.
Okay, so before you weld that.
It doesn't fix anything. It's just holding the bracket to the car.
Okay, I see what you mean. Well, is that going to be able to slide up and down, or is it going to make a gap as it slides up and down?
It'll slide up and down.
All right. So then, Dean says he likes wasabi. Oh man, I didn't know what that stuff was. I was in a sushi restaurant, and they brought the wasabi over, and I thought it was avocado, and I took a big scoop of that, and I put it on something. Man, is that a mistake? That went up the back of my nose, from my throat. I thought I was going to die. Never, never, never again do I want wasabi in my mouth.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Oh, it's horrible.
You gotta eat it sparingly. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Bend my glasses?
You bent your glasses?
I don't know how. I missed the nails on it.
Oh, no. Todd says you don't have to sponsor them. Just go watch and have fun. Knoxville Nationals is a bucket list item for me. You know what? I really like sprint cars, but if I get going to sprint car races again, you won't be able to stop me. And I don't need to spend time on that anymore. You know, I started liking drag races, and I'll tell you why. Because you don't need a sprint car or a car that fits in a class. You can just go race. And you can race. Man, something smells like it got too hot.
Probably burning the undercoat off the bottom.
Okay. Something really stinks.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I don't know what's burning.
I told you, I think we're probably burning the undercoat off the bottom of the car.
Okay, it's just really strong.
Go under there and make sure it's not burning.
Okay, no, I mean, that's okay. It's just, I don't see any smoke, but it sure smells like it.
Definitely ignited the undercoat, but it went
Okay, so that's what it is. All right. Yeah, Todd says wasabi will clear your sinuses. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All at once. That was... What are those other little peppers that are hotter than jalapenos? Those are
Lots of peppers.
habaneros. Habaneros. Yeah, I told this story before. A friend of mine was watching the news one day, and he's making a salad. He always cut up habaneros, put in his salad. And then he quits cutting, and he's looking at the news and getting closer and getting closer. And he reaches up and touches his eye, like to clear something in his eye. And he had that habanero juice on his finger, and he got it in his eye. Man, he was in pain. He couldn't clear it off. He's over at the sink, washing. He finally goes, I got to go take a shower. Man. Okay, you're making that so you can move it, right? Okay, I got to set this up. So I'm gonna switch to full camera that way. Mark Sylvie says, yeah, bracket racing is where it's at for anyone that wants to race that is on a budget. You know what? You can take anything to the drag races and you can race and have fun.
That's not true.
Oh, you can.
That's not true.
That's not true. What do you mean?
You can take anything to the bracket race.
Oh, I'm not saying you're going to win.
No.
But you can race.
You don't understand.
Oh, you have to fit in a class.
You have to have a... Yeah.
Well, but you can't do that.
You're standing on my cord.
You can't do that at a sprint car race. You can't do that in a circle track. You cannot
right. You cannot participate.
You can only participate if you have a car that fits like in one or two classes.
But there are lots and lots of places where if you do not have a higher grade of car, they don't want you there, and you're not going to have fun, and you're not going to feel welcome. They don't want street cars on the same track as the pro stocks. They don't want street cars on the same track.
I understand that, but you can do that in a lot of drag strips.
Right. Check your local drag strip and see if they have bracket racing. If they do, you can have a really good time.
Okay, but there's never going to be a bracket in a circle track.
Right, that makes sense. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is this level, this electronic level, I can zero it. Like right now, it's 0 on here. It's not 0 to the earth.
What am I hitting?
I don't know.
I can't get this forward.
Okay, I'm not standing on it. I don't know what's going on. You know how you ever work in a shop where you got cords and hoses running all over? You just always step on them and you get caught on tires and tools. We're going through that right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to move this camera and can't get the cord on over this side of the garage. There we go. They can see you now. Okay, that's good.
Okay, so
careful you don't burn.
I've had some comments about this tool, and how do we know the floor is level? Doesn't matter if the floor is level, because I'm zeroing it. I'm not zeroing it to the earth. I'm zeroing it to this tube right here. So it's just a relative measurement between this tube and that tube. It's not quite zero.
Oh, you got to say that again, and you got to say it for the. You got to say that again.
For another camera?
For another camera. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
That is absolutely. I'm not surprised somebody.
Oh well, and there were people commenting about you know you got to check the air in both tires, make sure they're the same. You can take the tire off and throw it across the room. It doesn't matter. It's a zero to this.
I'm not ready for you to say it.
Okay.
Oh, this.
Well, you have a battery?
Yeah, I got another battery.
Okay, well,
I'm struggling here with all these cameras and stuff.
I'm just getting set up.
They're giving me grief, and you're saying the things and you're doing the things, and I'm missing it.
Okay, well, we'll do it again. I have to do it twice.
We do it nice.
I'm looking over here at the camera, but the camera's over here.
We do it nice because we do it twice.
Okay, this smart tool can measure down to 1/10 of a degree. But it's not, I'm not zeroing it to the earth. I'm zeroing it to this tube right here. So there's a zero button, I push it and I zero it. So now any measurement I take is relative to this tube. Doesn't have anything to do with the earth. So that tube is set at 0 right now. Then I come over here to this tube because we want these two to be parallel. We don't want them to be skewed from each other. And this is at 1/10 of a degree, which is, you couldn't even, back when this car was made, they couldn't even measure that close. So we've got to lift this up some tiny amount right there. I'm holding it at 0 right there. There's 1, there's 0. So what I want to do is stick something under here.
Okay, well, I got this. No. No, don't stick anything under. I'm gonna lift this structure up.
Okay.
To where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So I've got this set with a lever, and we're just gonna lift it up. Okay, are you watching the number?
I'm watching. You don't hardly have to. You went way too far.
Are you kidding me? That was too far.
Yeah. Now it's worse than worse. No, it's 1/10. It's 1/10 right now. So you need to go just some tiny amount.
Okay, up or down?
Push on it. Let's see what happens. It's fixing it. I'm not sure it's moving now.
Okay, that's fine.
Why is it not moving? It looks like it's moving and nothing's happened.
Maybe I'm not hitting it. Yeah, I haven't brought the piece up to where it's in.
Okay. I'm seeing you moving this thing like crazy and nothing's happening. I know when I just touch it, it moves.
Well, actually,
Okay. So
the problem here is
you're going to have to put that camera down so you can tack weld it. Well, it's going to take 2 of us.
Well, quit talking because you're saying important stuff.
Quit talking because I'm saying important stuff. Okay, we can't knock the smart level off here. We're really close. Zero. Yeah, let's let go, see what happens. And move back. Oh, no, wait. Okay, yep, a little more. Here. It's perfect right now.
Okay, check back the other side. Make sure I didn't step on the car too hard.
Yeah, because if you get in the back of this thing, it throws everything off. Yeah, when you start moving the car around. 0 here. It went back to 1.
1. Okay.
Yeah, it moved.
How about now?
It's 0. It's perfect.
Okay.
When you do that, it goes all over the place.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't understand. It's
Oh, it's not touching this.
yeah, that's the problem. So,
Well, it is touching that. We could, once it's welded there, we know that this is straight. We can bring that up to it. Oh no, I don't know what we're doing because that piece of tubing is.
yeah, you don't know what we're doing. That's what it comes down to, and that's okay.
So it needs, that thing needs to go like this, but we can't do that now because it's already welded.
No, it's not. You gotta take a look. You gotta put clamp on there. So just bear with me for a moment while I do that.
I'll try to read this while we're going.
Okay, yeah.
My E key stuck. Your E key stuck. This is what would have been really boring last night.
Yeah.
We worked on this for a couple hours, getting these really close, and it's close enough that we could probably weld it where it is, but we're trying to make it exact. You know? Okay, I'll let her do that. I'm gonna come over here and see what's going on. What is your non-destructive X-ray isotope? What is this? Ah, I don't know. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Well, that's how they like it.
So they're talking about speaking different languages or something.
How are we doing?
I gotta check it.
What I want you to check is not so much this and that. I want you to check this, that.
Well, I'm gonna check both of them.
Okay. This is going to be wrong now. So it needs to come up just a little bit. That's okay.
Well, actually, it's the other direction. It's the other direction. It's got to come back down. You went the other way. You went too far.
So it needs to come.
Let's see what we got. Is it? Oh yeah, it's there. Okay. I know when it's I know when it's messing with me.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. It does need to come down.
Not very damn much.
It isn't much. Okay, stick it now.
Nothing moved. Of course, after you weld it with 1/10 of a degree, you could do this. You could just push it a little and it'll move that far because this is flexible. Oh no, because it's a stand. You're right. That'll tweak this. Tim, that thing you're clamping to is much stronger than the top piece. The top piece will tweak.
Just tell me how much difference this
Didn't make any difference.
So it needs to go down.
But I wish you didn't have that clamp.
I wish I didn't either, but I got it. I wish you didn't have that clamp on.
Because I know it's the you're going to be able to overpower the tube on the top because it's weaker than the tube underneath.
I get it. Okay. I'm trying here.
I know, but you may not have thought about that.
I did think about it. I'm just trying to get it. I'm gonna start without.
That's falling in here.
What's
This is all falling. This lever. I know this is probably
What am I?
super uninteresting.
I know. Go ahead and let me.
Same thing.
So it is this.
It's got to come down 1/10 of a degree. Tenth of a degree. I remember when I was first building airplanes, I told the guy I could get it within 1/4 of a degree, and he told me I was full of it. You couldn't measure that close. And that was in the early 80s. By the mid to late 80s, they came out with these tools, and then we were measuring everything to 1/10 of a degree on angled incidents on wings. But prior to that, airplanes were never that close. They were within 1/2 degree from side to side. Oh, you're leaning on the car. I was making sure my zero was good.
Is it?
It was till you leaned on the car.
Oh,
I know you were. Yeah, you were. Okay, you want to check, see what's going on?
Oh. Yeah.
It's perfect.
All right, I'm gonna weld it right there.
Okay.
Spot.
Okay. But I need to move this table a little bit. I need to sit down here, and I'm on sight across that. Looks real good at the bottom of that window. Good. You got to look that close.
Yeah, it is.
It's really good.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Put it on the dual camera.
I'm gonna put it on dual. Okay, we are perfectly lined up. And can you reach that? Just put one little tack.
I'm working on it.
Okay, I'm just saying, don't put very much, and we'll check it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, yeah, we still got it. Is it tacked? Are you gonna tack
One
two?
more.
Okay, I'm ready.
I had to put 2 on so I can take the clamp off.
Then move that off. Swing that thing back and clamp.
Yeah, I had to move that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Do your magic.
What are we doing? Just leave this on clamp. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. I know when it's messing with me.
It is missing.
Well, it's real close, so it's quicker back and forth. Doesn't get any better than that.
0.
0, 0. Not even off by a tenth of a degree. Okay, so, and then this tube across here, let me switch cameras. This tube across here, the reason we're using this is these square tubes, we got to make sure these square tubes are not cocked like this. And I can look under this tube and make sure there's no like little wedgie under there. And this one's clamped, so we know that's good. So they're not twisted and they're not skewed. I can't see the screen. They're not skewed like this. They're perfect. And it's a relative measurement from one side to the other. So it doesn't make any difference whether there's air in tires or the ground's level or any of that.
They know. I was trying to record that for the third video.
Let's see.
Do you have a tape measure somewhere?
I do. I don't know what happened to my other tape measure. I had 2 tape measures here. Now I have 1. That was the one I was using. Vanished.
I'll find it because I'm sure it was me and moved it. I just was using it for something. Here it is.
Tools disappear so fast.
Over here, I had to use it to measure something I was cutting.
Oh, look at the SR71. Yeah.
Okay. I will be on the dumb end over here.
Oh, you don't see the width?
We want to check up by the bed and check up.
Okay, there's all kind of cords here. I'm gonna have to step carefully. You know how I get tangled in cords?
All right, let's not do that.
I'm almost there.
It's too hard.
I'm almost there. And then this is in the way.
Yes, I don't need that ground. We can move it up into the okay.
It's on the ground, so it's not strung up in front of me. 16 3/8. Okay.
What is the number?
16 3/8. And I know it's not the same back here, but it's really close. But there's 2 things to look at back here. Yeah, 16 16.5. So it's off by an eighth on each side. Okay, so let's sight down the inside of this is on the inside of the taillight lens, and the inside of this is it's on the taillight lens. Okay, and then my little tool that I made, it has to touch the chrome and touch right there. It's right. Come over here. Touches there and there. It's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so now you need some more tacks, right? I mean, I'm thinking that's what you need is put some more tacks.
Yeah, I put some more welding.
Okay, so this is probably in the way.
Yeah.
I'll just get it out of your way. Okay. And then, yeah. Oh, you swapped my camera. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. They could see what's going on.
So you're gonna just put some more weld.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, yeah. I'm
Yeah, more than 2 tacks. Yeah.
Knock that home and.
Says Tavo says Aussie does taper in slightly to the back.
Well, this barely.
Yeah, this
barely
is like eighth inch.
Yeah, it is pretty much the same width the whole way, which is good because then we have something interesting we have something very consistent to work off of.
You see how this thing looks. If you turn it like this, it measures degrees, and it shows you the arrows show you which way. And I zeroed it on this tube, and on that one it's also showing 0. So pretty damn good. Travel says it's a big deal for me to go to the next town. Yeah, for us, we've got a pretty good sized city, pretty close. I mean, yeah, it's like 10 minutes. We're in the city, so. What you doing there?
I'm looking at the bow. How much bow is in this piece?
Oh, is there bow in it?
There's absolutely bow in it. Yeah.
Which piece has the bow in it?
This one. There, look.
That's about as straight as you can get.
It's not as straight as I can get. I can move it right now and straighten it out. But
let's sight down this and tell me that's anything but straight.
I got the vision for that. It's pretty straight.
Kim, if you sight down this way,
okay.
you will see it'll be so straight you can't imagine that anything. No car is that straight.
No car is that straight. Good. Exactly. Be as straight as any car. Hey, don't look. I got.
Oh yeah, look away. You're gonna make sizzles. Oh, there's no ground strap.
Thank you for the. That would have been wasted.
Luis says I speak Spanish. You говорите по-русски? I wish I spoke Spanish better. You know, that's something I just haven't worked at very hard.
Oh, that was terrible.
Paolo says, no, I don't speak Russian. So he understood what I said. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of a story. I was in Ohio and I used to go to a car auction. It was down near Akron, and I lived up north of there. So I'd been at the auction, and I left, and I stopped at a gas station, got some gas, and then I went inside to get something to drink. When I went in there, there's a woman in there, and she is yelling across the room, yelling at the person behind the counter. And I just walked in, she stopped, and I thought she was speaking Russian. I looked at her and I said, "We got to do you speak Russian?" And she looks at me and goes, "Yes." And she goes back out and gets in her car and drives off. So yeah, she understood exactly what I said. She answered me in Russian, and then the woman behind the counter goes, "What does she want?" And I said, "I don't know." She told me she doesn't speak Russian. We all just went, "I don't know." She's pissed off, and she left. Yeah.
She said no.
In Russian.
In Russian.
Yes.
Can you double check this
Oh,
right for me before I put a tack on?
Check the once again same thing. You want me to check the skew again?
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody's touching anything. You would. Don't. Zero right now before you put some heavyweight thing on there. What do you want me to do? You want
Give
like
me a left to right measurement, your gauge.
left to right. You put the tube.
The little aluminum gauge.
Okay. I didn't know what you were saying. Left to right. Okay. I didn't know. I thought I did check left to right.
You did, but I need you to check it again.
Oh no, I didn't know you meant with this gauge. I thought you meant. 16th of an inch high, but the angle's right, so I don't know. Dougster's here. Okay, I'm not looking if you're going to weld. Mexican Spec says, I think he means it could have been a neighboring language. You know, Ukrainian, there are some words in Ukrainian that are the same as Russian, but a lot of it's not. If somebody's speaking Ukrainian, once in a while I'll hear a word that I know, but mostly not. Polish is so different, I can't understand anything. So I'd say no. Uh, no, she understood exactly what I said. She was just pissed off, and she was going to be pissed off no matter what anybody said. She was going to make sure she stayed pissed off. I don't know what she wanted. Well, when she got in the car and left, I guess it didn't matter anymore. Put a car up on my grandmother would mix English and Italian in the same sentence. So you see, I listened to my friend's wife screaming at him in Arabic. That was brutal. Paolo says, I did learn some Polish from a coworker years ago. Forgot it all at once. I know the Polish I know is like pierogi. Pierogi. It's a food. It's pretty good. You know, in Arizona, the people sold the restaurant, but it was a Thai restaurant, and it was a Polish guy that was married to a Thai woman, and they had all this Thai food and pierogies. Oh, I get the pierogies sometimes, but most of I get the Thai food. But they sold it, and they sold it to some other people from Thailand, and that was the end of the pierogies. This restaurant's still there. Same menu, except the pierogies are gone. No, sir, I just replaced the air motor in my CPAP machine. It was easy, thanks to YouTube University. Yeah, motor was nearly $90 and took 10 minutes. Yeah, man. Tavo, I do speak enough German, French, and Croatian to get me out of or into trouble. That's kind of how I am with Russian. I can't sit and have a conversation with somebody, not even close, but I can deal with the police enough that I don't get in trouble, or hopefully not. I mean, the Russian police, you can get in trouble without being in trouble. And like getting through customs and passport control and stuff. Or if I'm in a store, I can pretty much get what I want, and I can find my way around an airport and get on the right flight, things like that. But I can't have a conversation with somebody. And Patrick was saying that the Pig Latin. I remember that stuff. Chavo, do you speak English as well? Do they speak English down under? What you think, Kim? Did you weld enough of the brace?
Oh God, I welded so much of the stupid brace.
Okay, I can't see it.
And then I made this big gob of stuff that I'm gonna have to cut off.
That gob of stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it won't break.
It's not gonna break. That is solid. You can kick that and it won't move.
Oh, look at this. I do this now, it moves the car.
Yeah, that's where we're at with that.
Hey, you know what, Kim? Oh, that's warm.
Go figure.
Put my hand right where she welded. These are in.
They're in.
That's a big deal. I mean, last night when we came in here last night, it wasn't even the right shape yet, and now it's the right shape and this rail's in. Wow. You know what the next thing is? Tailgate. Tailgate. Yeah, so we can figure out where the rail goes across the tailgate, and then the how we interface the two tubes together.
I was thinking about.
I can speak Boston.
Don't get upset.
Boston.
Upset with me when I say this, but just listen and think about it for a minute. We're not gonna.
What happened to me? Did you move the camera?
Yeah, I'm moving it right now.
No, this camera. Because all of a sudden I'm not in it anymore.
Oh, I did move it. Somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. So. Follow me on this. Okay. Don't get too hung up on where we thought about, because I know what we've already discussed.
Okay.
And that's fine. And we have. I didn't throw it out the window, but I'm considering something, right?
Yeah. See
how this is triangular because this is straight and then this.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, it's a wedge.
If I took this out and made it so it was straight, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have to. That was gone, and this was perfectly straight. And we just fabricated a tailgate. We could make it so it, still comes out and comes back.
What you mean make it?
We wouldn't have to make it so it goes in the center.
Oh, I really like that tailgate you have.
Well, I understand that,
but if you make a flat tailgate, it's not going to match the bumper.
No.
Yeah, it's going to look funny.
I think we could make one that we could stylize something that looked good, but it wouldn't be like you've imagined already. And you don't have to be upset about the concept. I'm just throwing it out there because every time we talk about this, you get sort of hung up and then we don't move forward on it.
Well, it's like I'm really glad we got the two sides done. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're doing great. The more
now we're to tailgate.
The more I look at it, the more I see how difficult it will actually be to make it good in the way that we discussed. It's not easy. And I didn't say we couldn't. I'm just throwing it out.
Just that's such a nice piece.
I know, and we already cut it and everything.
Well, and it's got this in it, and it matches the tail lights and everything. It's got this ridge in it.
Yeah.
That needs to. Do I have something to pry with? No, I don't. Do you have a handy screwdriver or something here?
We can work on it.
Let me get a screwdriver. Something I can pry with a little. I don't need to pry hard. I just need to, like, a little. Just need to. Here, this will work.
I probably need to bring this camera around.
Just
put it to this camera so people don't get seasick while
because I just want to be able to boost up on this slightly.
Can you move out of the way for a minute while I get the camera through, though?
Yeah. Cameras.
Cameras.
Cameras. That's what we're doing. I know.
That's what to show the people what we're doing. Ouch.
Ridges are for ruffles. That's what I used to say when I get brake drums. I'd reach my hand in and I go, or a brake rotor, either one. Feel the backside of a rotor, and I go, ruffles have ridges, because it'd be metal to metal on one side of the rotor and ruin the rotor.
This gotta move.
Sorry.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm just trying to stay out of your way. Okay. I'm not doing real well.
Yeah, well, everything I do is in the way. That's how the camera always wants to be in the way so you can see what you're doing.
Yep. Well, eventually it's what you just did. Move off course so they're not right where
I'm
you are.
trying.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did a good job there. Yeah, I really like this tailgate.
That's what we talked about a bunch of times. Let's show them the tip. Okay. That's what we've got so far. I'm not like super against it. I was just throwing out there that perhaps we might want to change our plan. If you don't want to change the plan, it's okay. Stick with the plan as it stands so it doesn't get knocked off real easy.
How did you do that? I couldn't do that with that green clamp. I couldn't squeeze it that far.
Well, I have a little more.
You have more squeeze than I do, I guess.
Sorry, guys, we're not been so engaged with chat this last time.
I know, I haven't been engaged. I look back and say something once in a while, but mostly I'm paying attention to what we're doing. Mariposa says I do like that tailgate. Yeah, we have to put a tube. See, this tailgate right here, I don't know which way I'm looking at the camera. There has to be a tube that goes across here at the same height as this, and then we'll work the tailgate up the same way we did the sides.
So that's another thing that I was just playing into the discussion. Is you said there has to be the tailgate we could make these come down.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Well, it wouldn't match the Aussie.
No.
But when you say there has to be,
no,
we make the rules. If we want it to be like the Aussie one, then the tailgate is a lot taller. But we're not making a tailgate that's like the Aussie tailgate. So we're not making it like.
Yeah, but I want the pickup bed to be the same depth all the way around.
Yeah, and that'll make it easier to make a cover for the bed. If we have that. Man, that's
something I want to ask, like Tavo or anybody that's here. Man, I keep turning around and I'm not on the screen. I'm going to go back to this. that's something I want to ask everybody that's down under is those, I don't know, we call it a tonneau cover. I don't know what they call it down there. And you have all these hooks on the side that hold that down. Is that something that you have to have in Australia? You have to have it covered? Because every one of them I see are like that. And, man,
I think it was just an
or is that just what they do? And is that, because here, you see people with tonneau covers here, and a lot of times they're fiberglass, they're hard. And yours look like they're soft, but they look like they stretch nice and tight. And that's probably an expensive piece. That's all I'm thinking. And here I am. I'm trying to grab the mouse, and I got my hands on this. This is a mouse. This is not a mouse. Okay, back to this. Well, it looks like we're taking a break in a minute because Kim's over there doing something with the wood stove. Did you split that piece I cut?
Yeah.
Man, that split easy.
Yeah, this wood is pretty dry. It was easier to split than it was to saw.
Granny Goose Native American Stone Corn Chips. I do remember the name, but I don't really remember them. I know I see the blue corn chips all the time, which are actually really dark purple corn chips. I see those in the store. Tavo says, no, not necessarily. Can have it open as long as any load is secure. Okay.
It was just a really popular thing, like those sunshades. Because you would think that they came from the factory with those sunshades, with how they're on every one you see.
It must be something people like. It's like in Australia, I see a lot of cars with the external sun visor, which I don't really like those. I don't really want to put one on this, but
it would make it look Australian.
It would sure make it look Australian, wouldn't it? It might be nice as the sun starts getting low. It would block it a little, I guess.
Well,
but I look at it like
they put the messages on the inside of the car.
Yeah. Also have the type with the pressed studs attaching them to the side. That's what I see. You've got all these hooks along the side and along the tailgate, and there's like a thing that goes like, it's a, I don't know what you call that, rope or tie down, whatever you call it.
Yeah, and in the U.S. they tend to use like snaps.
Yeah, snaps, or it's a hard fiberglass thing comes down and latches on the tailgate.
Yeah, that's what's good.
Well, the thing I've thought about this, a possible future project would be to make a cap for this. Like a camper shell, or cap, whatever you call it. And we're going to have the slide window, so you could get back here. Maybe, who knows, but not right now. I mean, I'm going to feel good when this gets to the point where we can paint it, which I'm hoping we can do when the weather gets good. Because we probably shouldn't have a fire going in here while we're shooting paint that's not a water-based paint. So it's just a personal choice thing. It covers any valuables. Yeah. Okay.
Can you think of any reason, now that these are fixed, that we can't cut this tube down to the width so it fits right between them?
I would really like to do that. And if we do that, see, we're gonna curve it some here. Let me pull up that. I'm gonna pull up a picture here because I was thinking the curve was gonna be a lot more.
That doesn't show it very good.
No, I'm clicking through the pictures. Obviously, I clicked the wrong direction, of course. You can see a little back there.
Nah, I mean, I know it's there, but you can't really see
it. I know. I'm trying to find one of the pictures that has it. That's as good as it gets. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back up. And then we can see, I can go to this, and you can see. That's what we're talking about, is curving that back there And that's tighter than what I could imagine, but we could do that, you know. I mean, it is gonna be a pretty tight curve right there, but uh, so yeah, let's go back to this. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one. So what we're talking about doing is figuring out what station we want this at. And I would say somewhere, probably not too much behind this, because this curvature, like right here, we'll have that coming up.
Oh, I thought we were going to come right up.
No, I'm thinking about just like the same thing as here. And just working that around. Now the corner piece, we're going to have to kind of form a piece, which is, or make several strips and grind it to the shape. Okay, let's undo this. And I'm thinking we're going to put this, let's say we put it right here. Is that going to look cheap? No, it's going to be lower than that. We're almost going to have to cut this to the width.
That's what I was trying to sort of say.
Okay.
If we mark it and cut it, like we won't regret it. It's longer than it's going to need.
You know exactly what you need to do. You only need the bottom one.
Well, sandwiches.
Well, yeah, but I can't move it around now. Take it off the top.
Good. Okay.
Take the top one off.
I can't.
Okay. Just put it on the tube on the bottom. Yeah, there. Now it'll just set there. Okay. Now we can scoot it around a little.
Yeah.
And then we can mark it over there. Get a marker.
I got this blue one.
Oh, you got a marker there? Okay. I'll let you mark it. And to make sure it's straight, we can slide along there. Gotta go. It's right there. It's good. It's perfect.
I'm going to break out the big old industrial chop saw so I get a nice square cut.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and entertain the chat for a moment.
Entertain the chat for a moment. Okay, so you see what we're doing? We're going to cut that tube so it fits between we're going to cut the tailgate tube so it fits between the other two tubes. And I come back expecting to see everybody talking about the Ute, and they're talking about Mexican spec being a ding dong. What the hell?
As long as they're talking.
Ice cream sandwiches, and all kind of other shit.
You guys can talk about whatever you want, as long as it doesn't get too political.
Well,
as long as
Mexican spec, his wife brought up something on his live tonight, was if they make a pill that he can take so then he can eat gluten. Would he like that? Or would he start eating bread and things?
They make a pill?
And he goes, they're not going to do that. And she goes, well, they're working on it or something. I don't know.
I guess they're talking about, they think that they found a way for people with peanut allergies to eat peanuts again.
Man, there was a guy I worked with in Yuma, and he could not eat peanuts. He couldn't be around, like you open a bag of peanuts, the stuff comes out, the little bit of dust. He had to stay away from that. But when he was a kid, his grandfather bought him one of those candy bars, just like all peanuts with some kind of gooey shit between them. I don't remember what those things are called. But his grandfather bought him one, and he took a big bite of it. It was good. And about the second bite, all of a sudden, he couldn't breathe. They had to take him to the hospital. So you got peanut allergy. You can't be eating those. But he was really allergic to peanuts. Well, you know what? I'm the things I can't eat: walnuts. will make my mouth break out. And a pineapple that's not really ripe, almost overripe. When they get real sweet and goody, I can eat them. But if they're not like that, I can't eat those. That breaks my mouth out. Walnuts do that. And I know there's something else. Can't think of what it is. Who's your friend? John. He might even be on here and we don't know it.
Oh, John Hart.
John Hart. John gave us some walnuts that he spices up with something. He gave them to us at Christmas.
Yeah,
and I can eat one or two.
Them a little bit.
I can eat one or two of those and I'm okay, but they're good. And I'll eat 3, 4 of them. And pretty soon my mouth's breaking out. I go, whoops, I gotta stop. So I like them, but I gotta be careful with them. What you doing, Kim? Trying to find a cord?
No, I'm looking for a broom. This is all dirty.
Oh, broom, everything's dirty.
Dust it off a little bit. I don't remember where I put it.
Well, I was going to say I hung them up, but they're no longer hung up.
There it is.
And then, you're trying to collect this.
This has been buried over there by the
I'm gonna let you take care of the chat for a few minutes.
Why?
Because I need to take a break.
Oh, okay. You can take a break.
It's a short break.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, so
I'm looking for the way so you can get around.
I'm gonna walk around this.
I will entertain the chicken.
I won't be gone too long.
Saturday night.
Oh, this is
Live in the shooter. Saturday night.
Yeah, can I close the vent a little?
The what? Oh, yeah. I probably don't have it adjusted.
Okay, yes. Yep.
He always does that.
Always open.
The door's open. Huh? Milk popped open a little bit. Red Vines licorice is made nearby, I think. I think licorice is gluten. I think licorice is like flour and sugar and red dye. Pitt says, okay, nephew fixed, dog pottied, laundry retrieved, daughter home from a rough evening with her mother-in-law. Yikes. I'm going to make a drink. It sounds like you've earned it. All good things in moderation. Mexican Spec says his doctor told him his celiac, which is the gluten allergy, is working with my arthritis for it to worsen. That is a common thing. If you have an allergy, it will make arthritis flare because it's an inflammation thing, and the one makes the other worse. Dougster says, who likes black licorice? I like both red and black depending on my mood. Yes, they're completely different flavors, though. One is a fruity flavor and one is a... the black licorice is a goth flavor. When I think of what flavor goths... black licorice to me is a goth flavor. Why is that? I don't know. I do like black licorice flavoring. It's anise flavoring. The best is if you take someone to the big grocery store with the big produce department, and you find a bulb of anise. It's got this, and you pick a little bit off and you rub it together, and you a young person, you say, smell that. And they smell it, and they're like, ew, it smells like black licorice. And you're like, no, black licorice smells like anise. And they've got it backwards. Wendy English is here. Welcome in, Wendy. Daniel Morrissey says the best black licorice is C's Candy. Perhaps. Johnny C. likes black licorice. Dean says hello to Wendy in a very loving and salutorial way. It's great to have you here, Wendy. Wendy's a busy lady. It's awesome that you take the time to stop in and even just to say hello. I feel the same way about all of you. We're all so busy in our lives, and the fact that we can take some time on a Saturday and just, yeah, hang out. I know there's other things you have to do, and you shouldn't put off your. But if you need, some downtime, it's cool that you'll spend it with us. It's very. He very much is like encouraged by the support of other people being here, being here. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we get nearly as much done if it wasn't for the fact that we have to, perform and entertain an audience a little bit, and also like accountability, like get some progress done. I don't like Zambuca. I don't know what that is. Dougster says he doesn't like Zambuca.
I don't even know what that is.
Zambuca?
Is that a Michigan thing?
They're talking about who's going to sue who. I don't know. The other thing is if you don't like black licorice, are you sure you've ever actually had decent black licorice? Because, the regular, like, cheap candy licorice flavor is not necessary. Licorice flavored jelly beans might not be the best licorice flavoring that you've ever experienced. You know, it can be a little hyper intense and bitter. I think there's some chemicals that taste like licorice, but they don't really. It's just the closest thing that you can think of that it resembles. Hmm. I don't understand what some of the discussion about. Mark Sauvé says black licorice is bad. Tava says quality black licorice always gives you a good run for your money. Okay.
I haven't had licorice so long. I'd recognize it in a second.
Mexican Spec says my doctor did the tests. Maybe I don't have a severe case, but if I don't take the pill that I take, I can't move my hands. That sounds like very uncomfortable arthritis. I have that in my spine because my spine is messed up pretty bad. But when I have inflammation, because I have a soy allergy, when I get too much soy, because you can't avoid it entirely because it is everywhere. Um, but when I get too much soy and then I get inflammation going, and then it sort of, and then I start getting like crunchy feeling, and it's tough to move around. Oh, good black licorice has a yeah. There you go. Perhaps I don't know. But that's okay too. Sometimes you need things to move. This is not digestive advice. I'm not a digestive professional. It is only my experience. What are you doing? What you doing?
Wait for you. I'm looking at this only.
We could trim and tack them in, maybe. Oh, you know what else we didn't show is the next step is making those pieces that piece that's up on the roof. He's over there. He's jumping ahead to the next step. He's looking at.
Well, I don't want to do that. I want to do what you're doing back there. But while I was waiting for you, I was just looking at this. Okay. I looked. I answered my question. So we need to cut this next. I don't know why you moved the camera. This is where we're working.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's working over there?
Oh, I was just killing time while you were on the chat. And I was curious about how something fit.
All right, well, I'm going to aim at the saw. And I'm going to saw. Bone saw. Ready.
Okay, so
go ahead. You can go back to the chat. I'm going to
make sure you leave that line there.
Right. I have to leave the line.
Leave the line there.
I drew the line, and I should obey my alignment instructions. I need something to hold that up.
Well, what's going on with Hippie's roommate? So for Kenny, I missed something.
Well, I don't know. You might have to scroll back a little bit then. See what they were talking about.
Now I'm going to scroll back, see what I see. I scroll back too far and I'm going to lose track of what's going on up here.
All right. Yeah. I got to trim this.
Just a tiny bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Something on that camera is not pointing where it says. Okay, I'm going to mess with the camera. I don't know how to mess it. I don't know how to turn.
I'll get it.
I know, it's like I'm so lame I don't know how to aim a camera, but I don't know how to aim a camera. So I'll just go back here. Go back to this one. I tried to move the camera, but it's Hippie Long says, Kenny got pneumonia. Just went to the hospital. I have to go. Yeah, that's not good. Take care. Hope everything works out well.
We're starting a new funeral service. We're calling it Last Stop with Buck and Kim.
What? Well, it's like Kenny, who's Hippie Long's roommate, has pneumonia, and he just went to the hospital. So
Good Lord.
I've had that happen before, and it was not fun. Okay, and I was trying to aim the big camera so it caught the whole back. And what we've got that. It's only showing like half back. And I didn't know how to swing that thing around without moving the whole stand.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, you're gonna move the whole stand, okay?
Oh, it
I thought it spin on top, but it doesn't spin on top.
It spins a little. Not the spinniest. Foot stuff. How's it look? Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Who's that?
here we've got. Oh, that fits in there tight. Okay, that's good. So what I'm thinking.
What do you think?
Let's move it back a little bit.
Backwards.
Let's see, we got this big long thing here.
Mm-hmm.
We could move it back, because remember when we cut this, I said, well, let's cut it a little bit big, because it's easier to cut it off than it is to weld it back on. Let's go back a little bit more so it would look right with a swoop-de-doo right here, and remember back out here. Here we've got, we can't go too far back or this, whatever you call this thing, this negative concave thing. You can't make it too short. You know what I mean? Up here, you got lots of room in the middle. So let's say we do this, we have to come back from this some certain distance. So I have to measure back how far that is. And I guess the way to do that would be to just measure back and sight it. That's back about just about an inch. See how it is here.
Oh, no, 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 no. The best way to do that would be measure from the back of the cab.
Well, I guess, but I'm just trying to get an idea of what we're doing. This is not cut. This is a look at it and see what we think.
Okay.
Um, Man, I can't see that ridge. Can you? Where's that blue tape? Can you just fold a piece of tape over where that window goes?
Yeah, you want green?
Here. Oh,
Green?
some color other than black.
I don't think green. It's brighter.
It'll work. It'll work.
Green is way brighter than.
But you know what I mean. Fold it up tight along there so I can sight and so I can see it. Because I can't see it.
Some fool got a bunch of dirt. That's the thing.
Longer, wider, wider, wider. Okay, well, I guess you'll have to use 2 pieces of tape.
Yes, that's what I'm going to have to do because I can't.
I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong.
Reaching is hard.
I know, it's hard.
Here.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to sight on a black edge.
Oh, yeah, you can't see.
That's dark, so it doesn't show up.
Black is the worst color on camera.
Well, and I'm trying to see it just, and I'm sight, what's behind it is the dashboard, which is dark green, and it's no light in there, so I can't make it happen. Yeah, I can see that really well.
That's why I give it a bright on screen.
His sleeping wife is a happy wife. Louis says he's back.
Welcome back, Louis.
I missed that he was gone. I guess I haven't seen him in a little bit. It's like parallel. It's really good. Okay, so I don't know, Kim. Let's just say that's about where we've had it, and we have to put a concave thing here. Well, here it's gonna be concave's gonna be kind of low, and here the concave's gonna be short, but long this way. It's gonna be a short concave. It's gonna work to a maybe thing here with a, I don't know. What do you think? And then we'd have to lop this off, and then come straight down and then back like this. So we'll have like this will come, it'll be flat down to this. If this is cut off, even with this, and then from there down it'll slant back to the, we'll have to get a flat piece and put it in there. What do you think? mean, we'll measure from there to get it perfect. But I don't know. It's just we could move this thing forward or backward or whatever you think. Or if we moved it forward, I don't know. It's gonna. All it is how it looks. How it looks. Oh, the other thing to think about. Which I hadn't thought about. We may want it more because let's say we make this thing so it does this. We got to carry it into here, and we can't have it interfere with the taillight. So maybe we do want it forward because we don't want it to interfere with the taillights. Wrap around the top, unlike the Australia. So maybe we do want it further forward. So whatever this thing is, we can carry that. Then we can carry that. You know, this curvature, we can carry it around whatever this radius is. I think we're going to have to do that. And I didn't even think about that when I was moving it back. Okay, that's about even with it there. I'm going to have to get by it. One more adjustment at this end. Okay, we can measure from there, but that's very close to what it'll be.
I understand. Conceptually, we could.
Right, conceptual. So we've got to make this concave thing work around the corner, but by the time we get to here, it has to be, you know, I don't think we really want that corner into the tailgate. Are you looking at what
I was reading.
Okay.
Um.
So I don't want this concave thing that's in the corner. I don't want that corner to work into the tailgate. That's going to be really hard to do. We need to make the curve on this side of the tailgate thing. You know what I mean? So actually, this piece will end up cut off exactly where the edge of the tailgate is, and then our curvature will be here.
We got any other pictures of the back corner of one of those? The taillights are different.
Taillights are completely different, yeah. Our taillights wrap around the top. What's this, Max? Would Dick Dashley come in? I don't know. Okay, so let's go to this picture. That one doesn't show it real well, does it? It shows it, but not. See, that tailgate is straight, and the entire curve is on the quarter panel. I'm gonna try to find a better picture. Oh yeah, that shows it. That's a lot better picture.
Yeah, see,
and because our tailgate
they don't roll up onto the fender.
Yeah, and see our tailgate. See, their tailgate slants forward. Ours doesn't because it's got to conform to the shape of the taillights and everything.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this. Nope. This. I guess this. See, our tailgates, because of the shape of the tailgate has to wrap around as well. And their tailgate does not wrap around. It slants forward. I don't know if you can see that, Kim, past me.
No, I see it. Yeah. I thought you were showing the chat.
I'm showing everybody. I want you to look at it too. Okay, so then, ours would be like, ours. The tailgate has to wrap around like the taillights do.
I don't think we're gonna figure it out tonight. What time is it?
Oh, we're over 2 hours into this. Yeah, well, I mean, we got a lot done. Yeah, let's just come back up here and spend a little time with the chat, and let that sit there and think about it.
Yeah, just let it sink.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
Let it sink.
So I don't know if they're paying any attention to us or not. They're talking about all kinds of things.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. It's awesome. It's like a place where people can come and meet and talk about whatever they feel like talking. I like that. You warm enough?
I'm starting to feel a little cold, but it was real nice over there by the heat machine. What's this one? Oh, it's sort of pointing at us.
Well, let's get more comfortable.
It is 65 degrees up there on that, but it doesn't feel like it.
Let's turn off camera 2. I'm going to get this table out of
Yeah,
my
the
way.
table really is.
Well, you're not very good at sometimes making your surroundings comfortable.
No,
I need you to scooch over into the. You can back way up. I'm going to change the camera.
I am backing up. What are you doing? You're really changing things.
Well, yeah, we're going to get comfortable, or we're going to be done. If you want to be done.
You're covering up my monitor.
Well, how do I uncover it?
Move the camera back where it was. There, now I can see my monitor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I need you to back up a bit. Yeah, good. Well, that's all right.
Why do I want to keep backing up?
Because I'm trying to get us some heat. I was going to put it.
Oh, that's too hot. That's too close.
Between us a little bit. Give us some warmth.
Okay, turn the camera back
Don't
toward you a little bit.
Anything.
Turn the camera that way a little bit. A little more. There. Then you'll be in it. There we go. The green Ram Charger that was on my thumbnail is sold, and the money is on the way to me. Oh, you sold it. Oh, excellent. Somebody in the U.S. or somewhere else? Oh, delivered to the Port of Veracruz. Oh, and going to Florida, so it is going to the U.S. Excellent.
Wow.
Very good, Mexican Spec.
That'll be the first time you're actually doing that, huh, Mexican Spec? That's neat.
Daniel Morrissey says, we are watching you, Kim and Bo.
Hey, Kevin.
Because I told them to talk amongst themselves, and they did, and I wasn't paying any attention.
Oh, Kevin was live with his buddy Ken. Ken, you guys should check out the replay.
Oh, you know what? You know what happened? He was live.
Yeah.
The same time Mexican Spec was live. Oh, no. He was live the same time John Wilburn was live. There were 3 lives going at the same time, and I wanted to watch all of them, and I couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, there were. Who was the other one? There were 3 of them at the same time. It's like, man. Oh, it's just like us on Tuesday nights. You know, we need to talk about that while everybody's here. How many people? Got 35 people here. Tuesday nights, we really interfere with Kiwi, and just about the time we're going off, everybody from Kiwi piles into our place. So, yeah. And we've talked about going an hour later on Tuesday nights. I want to know what everybody thinks. Oh, and Daryl's here. Good evening, Daryl. So, where are we? We are in Middle Tennessee. Kind of, if you can see where Clarksville, Tennessee is. Remember the last train to Clarksville? We are south of Clarksville some. We're kind of out in the sticks. Except it's more like oak trees, which I guess are sticks because they fall out of the oak trees.
Oh, Max Wedge says he got lucky with his engine. The exhaust valves were hitting the block. 600 lift is too much. Yikes!
Oh, Dick Ashley is here.
Is that with the head gaskets in there and everything? That's scary.
Oh, Daniel Dorsey's leaving? Oh, man, I want to know what you think about Tuesday nights. You're a big part of this. Should we go to an hour later, start an hour later on Tuesday nights so we don't interfere with, at least we'll only have an hour overlap with Kiwi? Because when Kiwi shuts down, everybody comes into ours, or a lot of people come into our live, and then we shut down right away, which I always feel bad doing that.
Or we keep going, and then we have 3.5 hour live.
And then we have a 3.5 hour live, and I'm beat. Yeah. Daryl, up in New Hampshire. Well, welcome. We got a couple other people up that direction, don't we? We got people in Massachusetts. That's
Washington. Oh, Massachusetts is a different place.
Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Yeah, they're up near each other. I know because I have friends in Massachusetts, and they're in Amesbury, Massachusetts, and we walk up the road and we're in New Hampshire just walking, you know. Inspector, 1 hour later is fine with me. Now he's on the West Coast, so that's easy for him. Uh,
Johnny C says he jumps back and forth and puts likes on each channel.
oh,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
that's good. It's not so much like we're not desperate to get more view time or more. It's more about like, would it actually work better for the schedule of the people? It doesn't seem like Kiwi wants to go. And Kiwi's not a late night kind of guy, and we're late
Oh,
people
we're always late night.
And-
Tuesday's our earliest.
Yeah.
Daryl's asking about the welder. It's a Hobart 140. It's a 110 machine, which is perfect for doing all the sheet metal.
It
and
works
everything.
really good and it's convenient.
Anything up to an 1/8 inch, we can whale with that thing.
Yeah.
But
I think if we needed to do something heavier than that, we'll do.
And we've got 220 in the shop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we've welded some pretty heavy stuff with it. It seems to get excellent penetration, and we're not doing heavy steel work. It's an excellent machine for the kind of work that we do. And I'm really starting to get comfortable with it. It's a nice machine.
So, Daryl says live free or die, because it says that on their license plates. And when I was hanging out with all the guys who were, because I collect license plates, it was like a big joke with Wisconsin should have on there, eat cheese or die. Wisconsin's all about cheese, you know.
Oh, Daniel Morrissey said he wasn't going. He just wanted to say goodnight before we left.
Oh,
no, we're not wrapping. We're
gonna wrap it up.
We're in the wrapping. We're wrapping up the work. We're getting lazy. We're just sitting here and talking. We got
a lot. We've got stuff done on this truck that I feel really good about it right now, because we got both sides of the pickup bed just perfectly aligned. And it's welded solid. We're working on the tailgate now, and starting the tailgate now is a whole nother project, which would easily go on for hours. We just don't want to work for hours. So let's see here. Wednesday is UTG and Professor P. Yeah, Wednesday night. On Wednesday night, I always watch Dallas and Professor P. And I know I like to watch Tony, but I don't know. I got kind of hooked on Professor P and Dallas. And the thing is, I know all three of them. I know Tony, and I know Shane, and I know Dallas.
And see, when we started doing our stream, what was it, about 2.5 years ago? On Tuesday night. It was new to us. It was experimental. But Tuesday night, we didn't have a stream that we regularly watched. Although I think it was Roadkill Customs or whatever was doing one, and so he didn't think we were stepping on anybody's toes, but we kind of were. You know?
Dr. Art does 1 hour. What night is that?
On Monday night. He's right up,
and that's why I miss him, because Dougster's
He's
on.
right up beside
Dougster,
and you could go in and watch an hour of because Dr. Art's prompt, because he's on 2 other nights a week too, so he only puts in an hour by himself on Monday. But anyways, when we started doing it, we were seriously trying to grow the channel and get our view hours. So we were trying to start early to get as many prime time viewers in so we could collect hours. We don't have any problems with hours anymore. Once we got to our monetization, they stopped telling us how many hours we even have. They don't care anymore.
Remember we were fighting for 4,000 hours?
That's all we cared about. And
you know how
many
views we have right now?
Like 3 million?
3.1 million, yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. Parquet got 3 million on.
Yeah, I know. Lamar Parquet's
a week.
Yeah, she's good at that. She's good at that.
Yeah, Dougster says one day I did 6 hours. And see, it's difficult, right? Because if you say, "Oh, we watch Dougster," then Dr. Art thinks, "Oh, they don't watch us." It's like, no, I can't watch it all.
I can't watch it all, and I don't know why. I just kind of gravitated toward Dougster. Well, Dougster hangs out in here, so I go there, and he's.
I know, I like Dougster.
I know them both. I know Dr. Art. I know Dougster. But Dougster always shows up to No Name Nationals. I know him. He's giving us potatoes.
Dr. Art talks about different topics. Yeah. Dr. Art he started his stream, and for a long time, almost exclusively on his stream, was talking about that computer thing that he uses to tune cars. I forget what that's called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So that was like the thing, and I watched a couple times, and it was interesting. But then it was like trying to sell his services to do that, which I have no problems with people selling their services to do things. But like once I watched a couple times, like I understood what was going on, and there wasn't anything new in it for me. And so, and Dr. Art wasn't trying. There was no specific goal. Like I'm trying to talk up Dougster because I enjoy him. He's interesting, and I think he deserves some.
There's something else.
He deserves the subscribership so he can compete in the No Name Nationals. I want to see him get to his 500.
And there's something else. He's Dr. Art. I can go watch him afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm not interactive with him, but so what? I still can watch him. Dougster, why is it your lives don't stay up? As soon as you click out, it goes, video's no longer available.
I think it's because he doesn't have enough subscribers.
Is it you don't have enough subs, or what's the deal there?
Should I give myself bangs?
Bangs, not now. Don't do that.
I'll look terrible with bangs. I'll look like an ogre with bangs.
Pitt says Tony pissed me off, but I'll get over it. Tony pisses some people off sometimes. I know that. Oh, he's pissed people off. Yep, that happens.
He's done some things that deserve people to be pissed off.
Brother, Dead Dodge Garage is also on tomorrow for us. I'm getting mixed. Yeah, Sunday. That's another thing. Sunday, Dead Dodge Garage and Tony overlap.
Dead Dodge Garage.
He comes in an hour
later. So if you want to watch Tony, you can watch Tony for an hour and then go over and watch Dead Dodge Garage. Yeah. And a lot of people do that, and it's kind of cool.
And then the other thing is, there are many evenings that we're not live, that Kim and I come up here. Like last night, we got a lot done last night up here.
We get more done when we're not streaming.
All the prep to do what we did tonight, we did last night. That was a lot of messing around, hammering sheet metal for hours and bending.
I try and do the hammering and the cutting on nights when we're not streaming because it's very disruptive.
What is this? Wendy says, I just bought parts for my van, struts, half shafts, and another front end alignment, and pay someone to put my parts in will cost me $640. Man, I wish you were here. See, right over here on the wall, I'm going to walk over there. They're going to see me.
$640 to have half shafts and struts installed and an alignment seems very reasonable, Wendy. I know it's a lot of money.
Can she see what I'm pointing
but
at
for
there?
The amount of
that machine right there.
Yeah, that's
to put struts in.
A press for putting in struts.
But yeah, I mean it's a spring compressor and everything. It's just we work on older cars and I rarely use that anymore. But I used it a lot when I was in Ohio. So let's see. Back up there further. It's gone now, but Daniel Morrissey suggested we have some shirts made with pictures of this car on there. And maybe that's the thing to do, because this is a pretty good project. This is a really interesting project.
Yeah. I mean, we could get some graphics put together for shirts or other swag, but the printer is the only person who's probably going to make much of a markup on it. Like Gunslinger Graphics, they make really nice shirts for a lot of people, and I think they make a little bit of money, and it's made in America stuff, and that's cool. But by the time you pay shipping and the cost to do the stuff, like there's not a margin where I don't want to be selling shirts for $50-$60. You know what I mean?
Yep, it's real easy to put too much money in.
If you guys want the stuff, I would do some of that work and send it off to him, and then he'd handle the printing and the shipping and all the stuff. And the web service where you can order it and all. But it ends up where he's doing most of the work and he makes all the profit. That's okay.
Just promoting this channel.
That's okay.
I'm gonna get a drink here.
Patrick gave us $4. He
said,
I'm subbed to many YouTubers, and I tip those I enjoy.
You know what that means?
That is cool.
You know what that means?
And Braden says, "Dance, Kim, dance."
We got to light up the Studebaker. Light up the Studebaker.
Oh, wearing 2 pairs of pants. Del Campamino.
Oh, it's doing this.
Saturday night in the garage, building a Del Campamino.
This is the super chat. Studebaker and Dance.
Okay, I feel
That's enough.
awkward.
That's enough. You go, Kim. Wendy.
Boltering. Boltering. It means terrible dancing, basically. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a mechanic either. You know, I have a lot of respect. I would not call myself a mechanic because I have a lot of respect for the people who are actual mechanics. The people who have to earn a living fixing automobiles, that's a difficult job.
I want to say something here. Is Mexican Spec still in here?
Yeah.
Can you put up a link to Dick Dastardly's channel? I thought he had 500 subs. He does not.
No way.
And I think he does not. I looked at it last night, and I would like to I'd like to get a few more people. Yeah, I'd like to get a few more people on.
There's a lot of people in our chat who are content creators who have channels. Wendy, have you guys done anything recently on your channel? I should know. I'm sorry. And Dougster and does Pit Snipe have a channel? There's a lot of people who just like to hang out in the automotive creators places.
Okay, there we go.
If anybody wants to call out to their channel,
Mexican Spec, put it up. Thank you.
Don't be shy. I think we're pretty much all friends here, right? So.
Braden says you got to be like Mo Parquet. Hey, Braden, you gonna get to No Name Nationals? Even if you don't have enough subs, you can go to No Name Nationals as just to be there, and meet everybody in person.
What if I started wearing a dress?
Started wearing a dress like Mo Parquet?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had kind of a short dress.
I have nice legs.
She had a short dress on the other day, and I'm thinking, man, that's too short. And then she's bending over the fender, and I say, okay, she had a pair of shorts on under it.
What were you looking at Mo Parquet's butt for?
Well, I mean, she made it like, just like, the dresses look like.
She's a smart girl.
It's like, yeah.
She knows what people want to see. Okay.
No, we have not done anything, says Wendy.
I understand. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for almost no payoff. Although the community is the payoff. If it wasn't for community, none of this would be worth all the effort that goes into it. Just like if we really needed a mini truck, we would have just fixed the Dakota and used it. This is all about the journey, the project. It has nothing to do with the fact that we need a miniature truck.
And you know what? When we go to the local car shows, which we do sometimes.
Twice a year.
No, but we'll have something. Fun. We'll have something other than a stock Jeep or something,
I mean, we could take your car this year. Your car is nice. Yeah, we didn't even have your car done last time we went to the car show. We took my car, and my car's kind of ratty. There were people who liked it, though. There was people who liked it. They appreciated the slant 6 engine, and the interior to my car, the front seat is custom pattern. If you didn't know, you'd think it was supposed to be there because it's very 60s-esque.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's in Wausau. Now I know exactly where you are. That's pretty cool. All I knew is in Wisconsin.
Braden says, I don't have any vehicle of any kind unless I take my four-wheeler.
Four-wheeler. You don't have a car? I mean,
no, it's expensive.
It's expensive. I don't know. I just figured.
It says he hasn't found a job yet. He's living with his parents. It's not easy building a life. It takes a long time.
Who is it? Ron English. Who goes by Wrong English? He said something the other night that I didn't know. He does upholstery. He did some upholstery for somebody he was talking about. I go like, what?
Really? There's so much I still don't know. There's so many people that I'd like to get to know better. I feel foolish. There's
And
people.
Braden says no, doesn't have a car.
It's okay, Braden. Do you need a car? Come out here. We'll get you a
We
car.
have cars. Yeah, go south to get cars. Go to No Name Nationals on a bus or something. Buy a car while you're there and drive it home. You'll have a car with no rust.
Danny Morrissey says, if we had YouTube back then, I would have been a YouTuber. I would have taken public speaking so I could be more articulate like Kim and Buff. And you, Spec. Yes, Mexican Spec is a well-spoken man. And you are too. It shows that you've spoken to large groups.
You know what? When I was in school, we'd have to do like a book report and get up in front of the class, and I was like just petrified. And I'd try to get through it, and it was the most difficult, hardest thing I ever did. And then as I got older, somehow I got elected to the local EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association chapter. I got elected as vice president. And the vice president really doesn't have to do much, but the president got real sick and never came back, which put me in charge of everything. Man, I had to conduct the meetings. I had to conduct the not just the regular meeting, but the board of directors meeting. And I just had to do it. And I got kind of comfortable with it. And then when I was in the Air Force, I had, after 8 years, I was master sergeant. I had a shop which had like 50 people in there, and I have to give a briefing every morning. And pretty soon it's just easy. I don't know. And then when I was running the aircraft shop, every morning there, I wanted to have a quick briefing, and I don't know, it just became easier.
It was definitely practice. I was not born a public speaker.
Oh.
I don't even know that I'm any good at it now, but
I was in high school,
a
junior
lot
high,
better than I used to be.
junior high, which is now middle school, junior high and high school. I was frightened,
Terrified, yeah.
frightened.
To stand in front of people.
Oh God, yep.
And there's still an element of that. Like when we put our workmanship out there, when we put our efforts, our personal lives out there on the internet, we open ourselves wide open to public critique. And sometimes people will really blast us with both barrels just for fun. They'll be very critical of what we're doing, how we do it, and you have to learn how to absorb that in the correct way. And sometimes we mess up. Sometimes I get stressed. Obviously, sometimes I get stressed out and do not react properly to stress and criticism, and just it's tough. If you resolve that you're gonna do it, you get better.
Doctor goes in northern Wisconsin. I don't know exactly where he is because he's way up there, but he goes to No Name Nationals, and we met him there, and then he ended up coming to Clarksville after No Name Nationals in '24, and because he used to work here, and I didn't know him then, so he came back to see some people, and then I ended up that big old crash, and he turned around and came back up there, and he and his wife came up and really helped us out with the after the crash. Came to the hospital to see me and helped load all our stuff up and brought some of it down here because we both had too much stuff in our cars. Damn, Marcy. College was fun. If I was retired, I'd be in college every day again.
Wendy said something about if he gets his 500, but I don't know who she was talking about. Anybody who gets to their 500 is eligible to enter the No Name Nationals.
Yeah, but you can go to No Name Nationals without. I didn't even have a YouTube channel the first 2 years. I went as a spectator.
Yeah, you're one of the outliers though, because most
people
knew who you were, and you had been involved with a channel. You just didn't have your very own channel.
Right. I've been on UTG. I've been on Tony's channel for lives for for a year and a half, so a lot of people knew who I was.
I think if you would have pushed it, if you'd have really, really uh, tried to like be like, I'm part of Tony's channel, I think you. But then all the issue with Tony. Wow.
What happened with Tony?
Oh, don't. I didn't mean to bring it up.
No, what happened with Tony was I
You had
knew
to
all those people, and Tony only had like 150,000 subscribers then.
Holy.
Now he's bumping up on 500,000. But I went back to work for a month. Well, it ended up being 2.5 years. So by the time I get back, Tony's doing something else. He's not waiting around for me. So then I kind of went on my own. And that's when I met you, and. So, yeah, we kind of had to start over again. But that's because I had to go to work. Johnny C., adding an innocent comment to a creator gets creepy responses. What?
Sometimes.
Yeah, and you can't take the...
Oh, Dean.
What?
Dean has to get...
Oh, Max Wedge. That's who Wendy's talking about. Yeah, how many... I can't look right now, but I'm wondering how many subs he has right now.
The other thing is if you're within striking distance of attending the event and you want to attend, if you pay your entrance fee, you'll get a lot of help. That does not guarantee you'll get the 500. The first year we didn't get you to 500. Man, and we paid early. But you still get your entry, you still go, you still have fun. Everybody will still kind of know who you are, and if they don't, well, that's because you didn't do your job. Because if you're out there talking and showing up at creator workshops, people will know who you are.
The first year I had very few subs, and we just went and had a good time. And you had enough on your channel, and we went, and I don't think we ran anything that year. The first year I met you, you ran your van and you ran the monkey bike. You let what's his name?
Jeff. Two
Hacks. You let Two Hacks, right? Because his T-Bird broke down. So she gave Jeff Two Hacks, she gave him the monkey bike. So he went out and raced the monkey bike. And Kim raced her van. We put little tiny tires on it to lower the gear ratio. And then she went out with the monkey bike and won the burnout contest for the monkey bike class. In English, she's at 383. Well, that's a good number. But how long have Kim and I been together? Kim and I met at the first annual No Name Nationals, which was September of 22.
He knew who I was, but I didn't know who he was.
I just walked up to her van because I'd been watching her channel, and she'd been fixing her van underneath and bending some sheet metal. And she made a big, long sheet metal out of some kind of wood or something. And, I'm a sheet metal guy. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I want to meet her. And so she was at No Name Nationals, or she said she was going, but I already had my tickets. So I was like, okay, I'll meet her when I'm there. And I did. And so Kim's scrolling around.
Sorry, they were talking about Tony's channel. I don't want to keep talking about Tony.
So I just walked up to her van, and she was resting in the van. I looked in there, and she was awake, and I said, hi. And I just introduced myself, and I don't know, we just hung around together all weekend.
He told me he was an aircraft design engineer person. I said, well, he's probably okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was an auto mechanic and an aircraft mechanic up until I was 69 years old. Then I changed careers and became an entertainer. If you're going to do that, do it at a younger age.
Braden made some shorts. Luis got some subscribers. Yeah, we like to try and be supportive so people can... Max Wedge got 338. But he said he's going to make some more content in the spring. Yeah. When you're making content, when you have a history of making content, it's easy. People are more likely to subscribe if they like what you're doing, if they can see there's some depth to your channel. And you get better with it at top. If you look at the stuff we were making 4 years ago as far as content, I would hope we've improved quite a bit. Just by the practice of doing that. I look back at the stuff that I made years ago, and I'm embarrassed that I even put that out
Well,
there.
Dougster says, I was really impressed with Kim's oil pump supercharger on her monkey bike. Okay, this is how I found out about Kim's channel, is I was still doing a thing with Uncle Tony, and he told me about the oil pump. Man, I wasn't on his lives anymore. I must have talked to him on the phone or something. And he told me about the oil pump supercharger. So then I went and I found Kim's channel and started watching her. And then she was fixing the van up, fixing all the problems on the van because it wouldn't pass because it had rust on it. It wouldn't pass the inspection in Pennsylvania. And then I'm like, man, I want to meet her. I did it. Mentioned No Name National.
I could make that.
Bonk one. Good evening.
I could make that supercharger work now.
Yeah, you didn't have it lubricated properly.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the tooling.
You didn't think that was going to be a problem,
I kind of knew that it would be a problem, but I didn't know it would be a problem so quickly. Like it immediately failed.
Except I'm your number 338. Well, somebody said 383, and somebody said 338, so I don't know which it is. 383 is for my old man's specialties. I grew up in a machine shop. I'm talking 383 stroker Chevys. That's what everybody's telling me to put in my Corvette when I had it, but I never did anything with that car other than I fix a body on it.
Oh, look at that. Dougster subscribed as well. That's great. I'm glad to see things are moving forward.
Dougster is so close. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to put Dougsters up there too. But I think everybody
here is subscribed to Dougster. I would hope.
Yeah, 383 Mopar. I like that engine. And I always said
I got a transmission for a 383. I've been watching for one.
If my Ford van ever, the engine takes a shit,
you want to put a 383 Mopar in it?
383 and a 727 in it. And I'm kind of joking, but it'd probably make a good engine.
Last summer there was several big block Mopars sitting on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody seemed to want them, and now they're gone.
Well, the thing is, the 440s, they're too heavy for that van. But the 383 would be fine, 383 is heavy, but not 440 heavy. And it's smaller, It's just a nice engine.
Yeah, and the 383 is over square, which is a good combination for revs. Yeah.
Yeah, unlike the slant sixes. The slant
it's the opposite.
The slant six is a low end engine,
Yeah, trying to make it rev is in opposition to its design characteristics, and that's because they raised the deck an inch from the 170 original design, and you can't increase the bore size because it's in a line.
Well, they put those slant sixes in full size Plymouths. Maybe in the Dodges too. I know in the Plymouth they put them. 1960 they started putting them in the full size cars. So yeah, it's just it was a low end engine for they replaced the flathead six that was in like a 59 Plymouth and went to the slant six. But I think most of those cars had V8s in them.
We have a minimum of 3 engines to build right now. We have your 318 Poly. Mm-hmm. We have the 318 that's all disassembled. I got to figure out if I'm even gonna build it at
318
all.
318 LA.
It's an LA 318, and then we have a Magnum 360. Now the Magnum 360 is complete and running, as far as I know. So
E-Fog's here. Good evening.
But this sucker takes precedence over all of that because there's a lot of people who are enjoying this build, and I don't want to get too distracted, and because it's difficult to open the shop up and move things around because it's cold. So this is our winter build, but then, buying more motors, it's just too much stuff to trip over.
Dougster, I see Mexican Spec put a link up to Dougster's good. Yeah, he's pretty close to having his 500. It'd be kind of nice if he...
Man, I would love to see Dougster get there.
Yeah, well, Dougster's always there as a spectator. It'd be kind of cool if he got to go down the track a few times,
Mark Sauvé says he's still struggling for content. It can be really difficult to get into a routine of like filming yourself and then editing and all that stuff. Absolutely,
You
it
know,
can be really difficult.
the little bit we do, it's every day. I don't think it's rare. There's a day where we don't do something for the channel.
Oh yeah, it's central to our friggin' lives. It takes over your life.
Yep.
And if you're working a full-time job, I don't know how you could easily grow a channel like this right now in the world. Because we put in a lot of effort for very gradual increase. And I mean, I guess we're not making the most interesting or compelling. There's a lot of good stuff out there, so I understand. We're not the. I don't I don't know what I understand. Doing our best.
Pitt says,
It's a lot of work.
give me a 400 small block Chevy every day of the week. Man, I had one of those and I never ran it in anything. It was all apart. And I sold it. When I got rid of the Cougar, big old long, big three-way trade thing, that 400 went with that Cougar. Actually, the guy built the engine and ended up putting it in the Cougar. My Cougar that had the 327 Chevy ended up with a 400 small block in it, and then he crashed it.
Everybody loves a 340 for the small block, but they're very desirable. So that means money.
Yeah.
Desirable.
Yeah, 340s always go for money.
Yeah, the blocks are becoming unobtainium because they're desirable. Yeah, it's a good combination.
And I got a 350 Chevy over here
That's right. Oh my God, that's 4 motors.
Yeah, but that's all together. Well, we got to tear it down because it's been sitting too long.
No.
Well, we'll tear it down at least. I want to at least take the intake and the heads off of it and look at everything. And because there were some mice or something in there, I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's out of the car. It'll be easy to do.
Okay. Braden says, stream your life like going places, doing fun stuff. We don't do anything fun.
Yeah, we go places like the grocery store.
The one time we made
doctor's appointment.
Doctor's appointment. The one time I made a video of us going to the junk to take our trash to the junk.
That little video did real well. I didn't understand why. We took bags of trash and some recyclables to the dump, and you put the trash in a bin, and then you go around and put the glass in the glass and the cardboard in the cardboard, and you come home. That video did really well. I don't get it. People watch that. I don't know.
Pitt says 400 small block Chevys are $1,500 for a core these days. Oh, that's too much. I don't see. Well, I see them out there. I know what you're saying, but I mean, I just don't see what's the point.
Well, tonight, Daniel Morrissey, that's what's awesome. We're all talking, sharing, watching. That's why this is awesome. Well, thank you. But, like tonight, we were not paying attention to chat at all. When I was over here, I was 99% paying attention to measurements and angles and all this, trying to get this right. And I'd glance back over here, and then Kim was watching what she was doing. And but everybody stayed here, And when I come back, I had no clue what anybody was talking about.
Oh, Max Wedge wasn't talking about the 340 engine. He was talking about 340 subs. That's awesome.
Wait a minute. I just bore out the 318 poly to 340. Ooh, will it? I don't know.
Maybe. The 318 poly is a different block than a regular 318.
My 318, I haven't measured the bores on it, but a guy that comes in here sometimes,
I think we have pistons that match the bores.
Yeah, I have pistons, but I don't know what size it is. I don't know. The bores look really good, So, yeah, that engine's really. I'd have to get some rings, and I don't think I have to do much that block. I don't know what the cam bearings look like, or if it even has cam bearings in it, but we know how to do all that. Okay, just so everyone knows, you must have a driver's license to drive at No Name Nationals.
Thank you, Wendy.
Well, who in here would not have a driver's license?
I don't know. Let's not be mean to anybody if they don't have a driver's license. You need to have
And Luis is speaking Spanish. I'm really not sure what that says.
he's talking about Crash and Bernstein.
I know what that means, but that's all I know.
Uh-oh, don't start talking about food or we'll have to end so I can go eat.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do tonight? I'm gonna make a really good salad. I'm gonna I cooked bacon and I was gonna make BLTs, bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwiches. So I'm cooking the bacon, everything, I'm getting everything out, and I go, wait a minute, I don't have any tomatoes. So I had BLTs without the T. So I guess I had bacon and lettuce sandwiches. They were okay. But I'm gonna chop up some of that bacon and put it in my salad. But there's plenty of bacon there. You just got to heat it back up in the pan so it stays crispy.
Inspector Bruce says I'd be very happy with a 2-liter 4-cylinder with dual overhead cam any day. For a daily driver, I almost prefer that the little Jeep that we daily drive has a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder.
What?
The Jeep.
It's 2.4.
Okay.
All right.
Either
yeah.
way.
Yeah, it's a 2.4.
It goes fine. We're not racing it. It gets us to the grocery store.
And when it's got one of those little whiny transmissions in it,
and it doesn't use a lot of gas.
What do you call
It's been
those?
great.
The CVT transmissions works fine. But we don't put a lot of library card. Yeah. No, I don't have a driver's license, but I got a library card.
Braden wants us to eat habaneros. Do you want to do a pepper eating challenge sometime?
No, because then we'll have a sneezing challenge.
It might be amusing. We'll consider it. It might be really amusing. They don't want to see us in pain.
Yeah, and Daniel Morris, he said it's okay if you're doing other things. That's what's awesome. Yeah, we got really carried away with it.
Hey, World of Woodchip, welcome in.
World of Woodchip. Yeah, good evening. Hey, I wanted to bring something up while everybody's in here. When you're watching a live, down at the bottom of the screen, there's a red line. And if that red line isn't all the way over, you're behind a little bit. And you go back over and it says live, and if you touch that live, a little red dot lights up. And that'll bring you back up to...
Every once in a while, you want to check it.
And you've got to look at that. And I've done this sometimes. It's starting to go back, and I realize I'm like 5 or 10 minutes behind, and I go, crap. And I'll touch that, and all of a sudden I back up to the front of the line again. So I don't know if everybody's aware of that. Next switch, Dick Dashley. I had a license. It's not been great. Oh, man. I have a pilot's license. Does that count?
Yeah, I appreciate that while we're working, that actually people stick around and entertain each other. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, drag strips a lot like taking off in an airplane, except you got to stop. You can't pull back and keep going. You gotta stop.
Wendy says my son brought us cabbage soup tonight when I was at work. That was for lunch. Cabbage soup sounds really good. It does. Now, you know what? We might have some canned cabbage. It'd practically be cabbage soup if I heated it up in a pot.
We have a whole head of cabbage that I haven't opened.
No. It would take forever to cook down.
I was watching, there's a guy I watch, and he was pickling cabbage.
Yeah.
And then I started watching other people pickle cabbage. And it's like they were using cabbage and beets, and then they did a lot of other stuff. But the cabbage took on it was green cabbage, but it took on the color of the beets. And it just looked so good. It was big chunks of cabbage. It wasn't like, what's the other stuff that's fermented cabbage?
I'm going to say coleslaw again, but I know that's wrong.
No, you got a big bag of it, and
I know I do.
Big bag of that stinky stuff, but it's good. What do you call it stuff?
Quit asking me. I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of the
Okay,
word.
who knows what fermented cabbage is? Somebody will get points here.
And boy, that is such an easy question. The word just is not coming out. Dean says he didn't get his green dot for those ahead of time.
Mark Survey in 96, I ran 990. You know, the brakes were acting funny. My mechanic told me to use the chute the next time. Okay, well, good thing I did. Lost the brakes on that run. Did the chute get sauerkraut? Mark Sauvé got it. Sauerkraut.
So did Dougster.
Yeah, they're
It
all.
says kimchi. Kimchi might be.
Kimchi's
Josh got it
kimchi's
too. Sauerkraut.
different. It's
But it's
it's
still
a
the same.
different leafy thing. Yeah, because I've done that before too.
All
I've
right,
done
so
kimchi
everybody
a
who
lot.
said that gets 3 points.
I
Does
used
kimchi get the 3 points?
Well, it's not pickled cabbage. It's fermented cabbage. Pickled cabbage is pickled cabbage. Fermented is a little different than pickled, and it is sauerkraut.
So you get the points because
Yeah.
you gave an answer. I'm going to give you points, even if you're wrong. I don't know if you are or not. Inspector Bruce says I don't have a desire for a hot rod now.
You know,
That's fair.
I'm the
You
same
can
way.
live vicariously through those who do. See, I'm less concerned with building a hot rod for it to be fast.
Pitt says bullshit. Sauerkraut is pickled cabbage. Kimchi is fermented cabbage. No, they're fermented differently. And sauerkraut is fermented.
He just called us on our not knowing what the hell we're talking
Well, no,
about.
I say he's full of it. Because sauerkraut is fermented, isn't it? I mean, kimchi is fermented. It's freaking hot. I mean, most of the good stuff is, and the sauerkraut's not hot at all.
What did we cook on the wood stove a couple of years ago?
Oh, you had a big pot of something on the wood
I
stove.
did. That's what we should do.
Yeah, but then we can't share it with everybody.
It is kind of rude to eat in front of people. It seems that way.
Let's see here. Mexican Spec says, Google says fermented cabbage, most famously known as sauerkraut. Well, also, kimchi's actually a lettuce, isn't it? Is kimchi a lettuce or is it? No, it's kimchi is fermented. It's a different cabbage though. It's a real leafy cabbage.
I made potatoes and carrots and kielbasa on the wood stove one night.
You know,
We haven't done that in a while.
When the English is that coleslaw?
Johnny C says he's happy with his straight six Power Glide car.
Man, I had Power Glides in the
Venison
past.
spaghetti sauce was so good.
Oh man, you know what I made the other night? Oh, I told everybody about this last live. I took some what do you call those things? Those ramen noodles.
You're fine, Pitt. You're allowed to have an opinion.
I took some ramen noodles and just cooked them in some water, poured the water off, and put spaghetti sauce all over it, stirred it up, and I said, well, it doesn't have any meat in it, but we got something that's kind of like spaghetti. It's just what I had, you know.
Pitt, the lashings cost extra.
What is this? What is this?
Nothing.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Braden's trying to convince us to make barbecue. You don't really make a lot of barbecue.
We don't make a lot of barbecue.
No. Your son smokes really good meat, though.
I take my lashings now. Some barbecue. Daryl says, put a 4-barrel on that 6. You know, we have a 2-barrel on it right now, and we're doing the. Kim's got a. She'll show you. She's working on the exhaust manifold. She split the exhaust manifold half, and she built an expansion joint in there that'll go to the turbo, because this thing will end up turbocharged. So, and we have a turbo, and we have an intercooler and everything. So we'll end up with a turbo on this slant, and this slant also, she ported the head on it, and it's got a I don't know, a cam that's supposed to come on like between 2,000 and 4,500 RPM, something like that.
Boy, is this heavy.
And oh god, that's the 2-barrel manifold we have on this 6 is aluminum. That's a cast iron one.
Yeah, I'm going to use this one to help me
To help you build the
size
turbo.
things up. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same size probably.
It is. It's exactly the same size as the
Daryl
aluminum
says get a
one.
Clifford intake. We have a. I don't really want to do that because
Professor P gave this to me.
The 2-barrel we have will work really well.
It's got plenty of.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to turn the RPM with that thing, and although it's long.
The Clifford will let you put a bigger carburetor on it, and the bigger carburetors tend to be made with more precision and better fuel metering. But Slant 6 is only going to flow so much CFM through these ports. And the Clifford intake can only make these ports a little bigger, and then you hit the limits of what the design of the intake ports can flow, and then it doesn't matter.
And with the 2-barrel, with pressurized intake, it'll flow some. It'll be okay. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Pitt says, I got sauerkraut in my pantry, never refrigerated. It gets better the longer it sits. Ours is refrigerated, isn't it? You could make an instrument out of that.
I just did.
You just did. Inspector Ruth, buy your dream car and drive it back to see Buff and Kim. You gotta coordinate with it though, so we know we're coming here. Because I'm trying to talk Kim into going to Petaluma, California, to get my hair cut next time. To see Daniel Morrissey's a barber.
That'd be a good video.
That would be a video. Going to get my hair cut. We're driving to Petaluma, California from Tennessee to get my hair cut. That's like something I'd do too. Just be something crazy like that. What's the name of your barbershop? Morrissey's Barbershop. No, I don't know where he is. I really don't know what the name of the barbershop is. I have to find it and go there.
Did you notice that this is warped?
It's warped?
Yeah. See how this is...
Oh, that's because, you know why? Because the engine
lays back.
The engine sits like that, yeah. The intake manifolds make surprisingly good musical instrument. Polar sauerkraut, Doug, sir. I like caraway seeds too.
Oh, I don't like the seeds in it.
Caraway seeds. There's a alcohol, a drink called akavit that it's Norwegian. I used to work for a guy that was, when I was young, and he was a Norwegian guy, had a wheel alignment shop, and he had this alcohol, akavit. Man, that was, don't think I want it again. Mark Sauvé. About 30-minute video where 25 minutes are the road trip, the other 5 minutes the haircut. Yeah, Morrissey's Barbershop is a cut above. I'm rating. Bring Kim. What's the name of the shop? Petaluma's in California. Tennessee, California is a long way to go. Yeah, it is. I've done that trip. Well, I used to drive back and forth between here and Yuma, Arizona a lot. In Arizona, Yuma, Arizona borders on California. And then it's actually Petaluma Plaza Barbershop. Okay, I'll remember that.
World of Woodchip says the floatin' Chris is an instrument used to imitate the wild clown's mating call. I've never seen that. Is that a Monty Python skit?
They're all looking forward to this trip.
We might have to go.
What car are we going to take? We'll take the pickup. We'll take the Valiant.
We'll have to live stream.
Nah, my hair will need to be cut before that. We'll have to take my car. My car's so reliable now. It is so nice. But we always take tools with us because that's like having You have a toolbox with you, you know you're not going to have any problems. That's your insurance policy. Because if you take a long trip without tools, you will get stuck.
Whatever you don't take, that's what you're going to need.
That's the part. That's the tool you need. I couldn't remember the words. Time lapse. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We like normal drive out there and then time lapse on the haircut. Done. Luis is going car. That is a heavy intake. Yeah, my intake is aluminum.
All right.
Well, what you know where it's kind of funny where we got those. Tony UTG gave me the aluminum one, and Professor P gave Kim that cast iron one.
Yeah, that kicks butt.
Thanks, Buff. I need that as a jinx for my upcoming trip. No, Mexican Spec, take some tools with you. Always take some tools with you. Petaluma Plaza Barbershop. I'll remember that. That's easy to remember. Inspector Bruce says it takes me 5 minutes to drive to Dan's Barbershop. Are you? You actually live? You both live in Petaluma then? Yeah.
We really do need to go out there. How many days drive is it? 36.
Man, the way I do it, I just go till I get there. But I really can't do that anymore.
You can't do that with me.
And
great.
she'll go about 300 or 400 miles, and she's whooped. So.
Yeah, it kicks my butt sitting in the car.
And you can't sit in my car for any length of time because it's just too uncomfortable for you. Man, we drove that car from. Oh no, it wasn't then. It's when we came back from No Name Nationals.
Yeah.
And maybe it's when we came back from Texas. And I said I could go all the way to the East Coast right now, which is another.
Oh yeah, we were
600 miles. And
we're like, good. I'm like, no.
She couldn't do it. Daniel Morrissey says a toolbox and an air pump, yeah, or a spare tire and a jack. Always take a small jack. Oh, Mexican Spec says I can't take tools. The truck can have nothing in it for shipping, and I'm flying back. Well, you have to take a small tool bag then, and something you can check through.
He's fine. Okay, so I have a question.
Why are you flying back? Why don't you take the bus? That's what I always take, the bus.
In the United States, when I was a kid, they were kind of phasing this out. But I'm sure you remember. But when I was a kid, every little corner store had a gas pump and a garage, and they had a mechanic. And so if you needed something like, air in your tires, or if you needed some little service, you could stop at any little gas station and they had a shop most of the time.
Yep. Every gas station had a shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how it was.
Now every gas station has a little store with
truck stops. There is
bars.
Not a mechanic anywhere near any highways. The only kind of mechanic, like Walmart has a shop, the dealership has a shop, and there's most of the automotive shops are somewhere off on the side road where it's cheaper to rent the space. There's not little shops where you can just pull in and get service. You have to make an appointment. It's just different. Is it like that in Mexico, or are there still little corner garages where you can just like pull off the interstate and drive up the street and, there's a shop, and pull in and say, hey, my car seems to be overheating, can you look at it?
I listen to Mexican Spec talk about when he gets a car to take, to export, he goes over it and he fixes all the little stuff, And I've seen him do things like take the radiator to a radiator shop. And it reminds me so much of the way the U.S. was like 40 years ago. And it seems like there's small shops that do stuff. And, man, I mean, I wish it was still like that.
See,
here.
Johnny C. says they went extinct. In a lot of places, it seems like they did. It wasn't good money. The real estate became incredibly valuable, so if you didn't own the shop, the rent got high. The liability was a pain in the butt. You couldn't keep a good mechanic, and the cars got more and more complex. You almost have to specialize in something.
Mexicans expect they're small garages all over the place, but not usually on the highway. Daryl, no one knows what they're doing there. And there, yeah, nobody knows. It's really sad. It was in Mexican Specs. It was the comment I made right at the end, but he was closing up, so he didn't read it. They were talking about young people having just driving cars with automatics. They didn't know how to shift a manual transmission anymore. So my kids, both of them learned to drive manual transmissions when they learned to drive. I made sure they knew how to drive a manual transmission. And both of them had cars with manual transmissions. Their first cars had manual transmissions. And then my grandkids, they're both adults now. And both of them, my comment was they could barely drive an automatic. And both of them want self-driving cars. I go, we're doomed. They not only don't want to drive a manual, they don't even know what a manual is, and they rather go just sit in the back seat and let the car take them. Man, why do you even put a steering wheel in a new car? Just turn it on the automatic. Go get in the back seat, ride to where you're going.
Parts were not as common. See, a lot of now the parts stores are way more easy and accessible. Like every little town has a parts store, and a lot of them are open till 9 at night. So that's kind of nice, but you better know how to do it yourself. And you better know what part you need specifically, because the guy at the counter won't.
See,
He won't know.
Johnny C says, I worked at a Union 76 and we had a shop. When I worked at gas stations, we didn't have to be mechanics because there were like a mechanic that owned the place or a couple of mechanics, but we had to know how to change tires, like take the tire off the rim, put it on, balance it. We had to know how to grease a car. We had to know how to change oil. We had to be able to do the basic stuff like that. And that's just the way it was. You worked at a gas station, you had to do that stuff.
Daniel Morrissey says it's hard to find a well-rounded wrencher. All are just parts changers now. Well, that's how they start people in the automotive industry, is they hire the cheap young people with inexperience, and they're parts changers. But those people see how much the shop charges, but how little the shop pays, and they're like, well, I can be a mechanic without you. And then they try and say they're a mechanic, but they're just parts changers. They never learned diagnostics, or they don't really understand, and it is very difficult. And a lot of times they don't have the equipment. Maybe they have a little code reader. It says O2 sensor, and so they replace the O2 sensor. They don't.
Yeah. Buddy Carfon says, my old boss would charge out-of-town people who broke down extra. He was a thief. You know what I used to do for out-of-town people that broke down? I don't even know if this was right. I try to get them going through. I put them ahead of people and try to get them because I know they're stuck. And I felt bad for them. And I never charged them extra. I charged them whatever was the normal rate, but I try to get it done.
Well, that's not good for the hotels in town.
I try to, but I'm trying to, I know what it's like being stuck somewhere. And I got stuck. I wasn't really stuck, but I was stuck enough. I knew what the problem was, but I didn't have tools with me. I didn't have a way to work on a car. I had a 62 Ford, which at the time was 11 years old. I was on my way from Illinois to California, and I was going across Nebraska, and the car, speed limit 75, and the car wouldn't go 75 anymore. It was bogging down. And I had a feeling the fuel filter was clogged. Well, it's the old fuel filter that unscrews from the bottom of the fuel pump. I went to a gas station. The guy put it on a lift. He unscrewed it, and there's this big bunch of crap in the bottom of it. He put a fuel filter in, screwed it back on there. I think he charged me $4. It's like, and he put me ahead of everybody. But it only took a couple of minutes, and I really appreciated it. I thanked him, But that's the kind of guy I wanted to be. Somebody that would see somebody that needed some help and take care.
Now, the other thing they're doing now is mobile mechanics. The guy will come to your house, set up one of those. If it's summer or raining, they'll set up one of those little awnings, 10 by 10 awnings, and they bring their tools, and they'll fix your car right there in your driveway or right on the side of the road. But that is really dicey. You don't know who's coming or what they're going to do. Remember the lady who brought here, I put a new gas pedal in her car? She had a mobile mechanic come. He told her she needed a new start.
Oh,
I was there. Okay, you turn the key and I can hear the starter running and the engine, the valve train something was wrong. It broke the timing chain or something like that. The engine's cranking, it's spinning. I can hear the starter. He charged her to put a new starter in the car. I said, "There's nothing wrong with the starter."
She had him do it. I didn't know
he
that.
He wanted to charge. I don't know if she had him do it or not.
Yeah,
but he came and told her, "Well, it won't start. It needs a new starter." It's cranking. The problem is not the starter. It's something in the valve train that there's no compression. I can hear something very wrong. Her engine was blown up. It was completely destroyed. But that guy still charged her to put a starter in. The stuff that goes on in the world, it's crazy.
Barry Kuda's here. Good evening.
But we live and we learn. It needs an engine.
Yeah. I don't know. I get somebody stuck from out of town. I try to help them. And
Pitt says the lady that he fixed her washer paid him with cookies, coffee, and ham.
Man,
nice.
One time there was a woman that stopped by. It was my first radiator shop, and a woman came in there, and cars overheated. I don't remember what kind of car it was. And I looked at it, and there's water dripping or coolant dripping on the ground. I look under there, and there's a little weep hole on the water pump, and it's just coming out, So it's low on coolant. That's why it overheated. So it needs a water pump. So I quoted her whatever the water pump costs and the installation. Nothing extra. So she says, "I got to call my husband." He's in LA. I was up in Central California. So he's on the phone. He's pissed. So he wants to talk to me. So I get on there. He starts chewing me out. He goes, "That's too much money and all that." I'm charging like what I would normally charge. And he says, "I want you to go to Pet Boys and buy a water pump. This is how much they are." So we don't have Pet Boys here. This is what we have. And, I guess I could order one from there, but it's going to be another day. And she goes, "Let me talk to him." And she gets off the phone. She goes, "I don't care what he says. Fix it." Okay. So
she was like, "He's being a jerk."
And it was a hot day. And I was out there. You met Steve. Steve, the guy that came here one time that used to work with me. Steve and I went out there and just tag team the thing. We had it done in no time. And got it going, got her going, charged her. And it was late in the afternoon. And she had three young girls with her, like, probably ages like 9, 10, 11, something like that. So she drives off. I'm thinking, good, we got him back on the road. Well, then I see him pull back in like 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh, no, something's wrong. And one of the girls gets out, and she comes over with 2 6-packs of beer and hands it to us. She goes, "My mother says thank you." And they got in the car and they drove off. So, well, I guess they appreciated it.
Tavo made a funny comment. He said, "I had a worse offer. I got a neighbor's car going in a hurry. She says I could marry you." And he said, "Geez, do someone a favor and they threaten to destroy your life."
Oh, God. Yeah, so Steve and I got 2 6-packs of beer. Went in our refrigerator.
Nice.
We probably drank a couple of them that night.
You worked hard for it, though.
It was a hot day. It's one of those. In Central California, it's rarely ever over 80 degrees. And it was well over 100 that day. And we were soaking wet, dripping, sweaty. And both of us just wailed on that thing. Had that water pump on there in no time.
See, they were talking about Ford sent out a mobile mechanic to replace the airbags that were recalled in a Mustang. And you would think they'd have somebody. That makes sense, but you would think that person, they knew who they were sending. You wouldn't think they'd send a random mobile mechanic. It would have to be somebody that they trusted. It would have to be, right?
When I first got done with the airplane stuff,
yeah,
I was kind of looking for another job because Social Security wasn't enough money and I wasn't really ready to retire. And so I'm looking around here in Clarksville, and I found a mechanic's job. And I thought, I don't really want to be an automotive mechanic again, but I could do that. So I applied for the job and everything. And then the guy he's ready to hire me. And he goes, this is a mobile mechanic job. He goes, and this is the van you drive and you go out. And I'm like, here? It was winter, And I'm like, nah, I don't want that job. Thanks anyway, but no, I want to work inside a shop. So I'm sorry, So I didn't take the job. And then they hired me back. That's when before I met you, I ended up going up to Maryland and working again. Ooh, what's this nastiness?
Oh, it was a Ford dealership mechanic. Well, if they knew they could do it without making you come into the dealer, that's actually really nice. You know what though? Ford, that's one of the things that Ford's been advertising more and more is we'll come to you. You make an appointment and they fix your car, or they'll come and get your car, or they'll fix it right there.
Isn't that what Ari does? I don't know. Does he's doing service work on what are those cars called? Those trucks? Those trucks with the vertical headlights, the electric trucks. Somebody will know the name of it.
Rivian.
Rivian. She gets the point. So aren't they mobile mechanics? I don't know. Maybe they have a shop that people bring the Rivians in. But I know he moved up to Washington and he's up there working on Rivians.
Mark Sauvé says mobile mechanics are a big thing on the heavy truck side of things, but they charge a Yeah, heavy truck mechanics. Yeah, there is mobile. That's been around for a long time though. Mark Sauvé is a mobile truck mechanic, because especially for big over the roads trucks and stuff like that, like they'll rebuild a motor on the side of the road. I guess because they can't tow them very easily.
Well, there's big tow trucks.
But yeah, it's expensive.
I don't know if they'll rebuild a motor.
They'll do major services.
Battery.
Small town shop would be a great channel name for pits. With a pit stop. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah. And Dick Dastardly said he replaced the rear brakes on a lady's car, and then she blamed him when her transmission went out. A lot of times people would just, whoever touched it last, it must be their fault.
So what's a good name for job? But my first radiator shop, I bought it from a guy that bought it from a guy named Franklin. So I was the third guy that had it. And it was still Franklin's Radiator. So when I owned it, it was Franklin's Radiator. I just kept the name because everybody knew the shop. And the second time I opened up a new shop and I was looking for a name, and I called it Radiator Express. And so it was Radiator Express the whole time I had it. That shop did real well. But I was in like an automotive, like a strip mall. It was half the building was tire shop where they did truck tires, car tires, every kind of tires you can imagine. And then the rest of them there was a muffler shop, and then me, and then electric shop. So there were a bunch of shops together, and we all really helped each other because people would come there for one thing, and then it was convenient they could have different things done to their car in the same location. So that was a good thing.
George Daly says they'll call it Harry's Pit Stop. It'll be right next to the gay bar called the Manhole.
God.
Sorry, everyone. Sometimes you say things and then you regret them.
Yeah, don't say that on here. You're going to get canceled. Tire Warehouse. George Daly's laughing at you, I think. I think he's laughing at you. Very good. I need a new battery terminal clamp. The local garage wanted $19.50. Excessive. I got one secondhand for $2. Battery clamp. Oh, terminal clamp.
I mean,
what did I do? You had one of those ones that you put the cable in there and then there's 2 bolts squeeze the cable.
It'll last long.
And you know what happens? They get cruddy in there and then they don't work. So you know what I did? I took hers and I tinned the cable all up and I put it on there and I just solder until it was all like one piece. And then I had shrink tubing over it. I did the same thing on my car. I did it for your Dart, and I think I did it for this, and I did it for my car. So it's not clamped on there. It's actually part of the end of the cable, like the factory would do it. One English. I fixed my own appliances and cried over it. Almost gave up. I hate working on appliances. Man.
But you did do it, Wendy. Is it still working? Good terminals are expensive. Yeah, and if they replace, a lot of times they'll just replace the whole cable because the factory molded cables, they are a lot more reliable than one of those cheap replacement clamp-on ones.
The one for my van, it was bad. You know where the cable comes up? It was bad, and it broken. So it's a big long cable, and then it splits into two cables, and it goes like big long gangly something. And it was like $150 for the cable, and I'm like, no. So I stripped that cable back, and I did the same thing. I soldered all of it, shrink tubing it, and it was it turned out really good. And I didn't spend much of anything on it.
Tabo says, when I did a few years as a trades assistant in a crash shop, next door was a wheel aligner, then a radiator shop, a tire shop. We also had a dry cleaning agency out front. Other shops used that too, I'll bet.
Man.
I don't know why they don't do that anymore. It's just not done that way, but that makes so much sense.
Daniel Morrissey says, I have a friend that drops a transmission on a semi on the side of the highway and fixes it, then reinstalls it. Very few guys, yeah.
I'm sure that's not the cheap way to have it done.
That tire shop that was next to me, when on my second radiator shop, I said they have every kind of tires. They had a couple of service trucks, and they went out and did semi trucks on the side of the road, and they dismount the tire. And back then it was almost all split rims. So they dismount the tire and put it on, put the split rim on, air it all up, put it on the truck.
And a massage shop? Probably. After working all day, sometimes you need somebody to, rub one out for you.
Jeez.
I must go. What were you thinking?
What are you doing? Building the fire back? What we got for fire? How late are we going to stay? Or we probably need to leave it on because it's going to get cold tonight. What's the temperature outside? It's pretty nice in here right now. 66 degrees in here. George Daly, yeah. I think that's what she had in mind. Let's see here. What is the temperature? Oh, Kim, yeah, it's 36 degrees, 36 F. Yeah, Mexican spec. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to moderate the people that say that. Oh, man.
That's why I
He repeated it.
I timed myself out.
She timed herself out. She's over there. She left. And then Mexican spec said it again. People would want front end alignment, but didn't want to replace worn suspension parts. Yeah, I mean, you just can't do that.
No, it doesn't work. And if they can't understand it, they say, look, you're not our customer. The kind of customers that we're looking for are the ones that person's just going to be trouble because they're going to come back and blame you for their tires being bad.
Mexican spec says it's late and Kim is exempt.
Right. They can get away with anything around here for a moment.
Pitt says, I'm a shop prima donna. I ain't working outside no more.
I'm telling you.
We do work outside, but not when this wet, not when it's cold and raining and that kind of stuff, unless we have to. And we have done that, but that's when you have to. That's to say you got no money, get out. Kim went outside? I think Kim went outside. She's probably out there getting wood.
We spent a couple of years of hard work and planning to make sure we had winter projects indoors and a fireplace and firewood so that we don't got to work outside. There's a line of outdoor projects that wait.
Kim, it looks like you just brought in a railroad tie.
No, those are those. I
know what it is. It's a big, long piece of wood.
Yeah. I'm gonna whack it.
You're gonna cut that?
Yeah.
She's got a big piece of some kind of hardwood. It was scrap wood from the place that makes pallets.
They can hear you if you want to talk through it.
And she's cutting it into shorter pieces. You know, Daryl says something here, last square body year. You know, why do they call that the square body? I look at the body that was prior to the square body, it was much more squared off. And when the square body came out, it was kind of much more rounded off body. And they called that the square body. And then the next one that came out after that, that came out late in '87, it was much more squared off. So I never understood why they called the square body. It says, well, Granddad, I got the daughter's 2011 Acadia up on the rack now with the engine and transaxle on a dolly. Man, one thing I really dislike is pulling front drive engines and transmission. I don't know why. I just dislike it. Kevin says, because she's square. Working on modern cars makes you not want to own one. Yep. Okay, yeah, and I see that all the time, too. OBS, old body style. So, what years are the old body style? They're all old. My favorite GM trucks are the 67 through 72, especially the 67 with a small window, and then the ones that came out as an 88 model, late, like partway through 87. I really like that body style too. So I'd say I like the ones on either side of the square body, but I don't know what they call them. I don't know which one is which.
The other thing that was really good about the square bodies, weren't the square bodies mostly like 305 or 350 Chevy with a 350 turbo transmission? They were just simple and straightforward and common as the day is long.
The square body, yeah, 73 through 87 models. And I was going to say they went on forever, The generations that came before and after were much more deserving of the title. And I agree with that, but I don't know, that's what they call them. The 88 or the OBS. Okay. So my brother-in-law bought an 88, but they came out like way early in 87. And it was the first one I saw, and man, I liked that thing. I always thought it was an 87, but it wasn't. It was an 88, just a very early one. And I really liked that body style. And then the ones, let's see here. 70, Mexican Spet says no, it was a 73 to 91. So it's 73 to 91. So it's 92. They came out with well, it probably was 92 they came out with those, because I had the guy that I worked for had one, and I started going to work for him like in 93, and his truck was fairly new. Yeah, so that was the one after that.
Daryl asked, does anybody build a two-door pickup anymore?
No, wait a minute. It was 88. It was 88. Was the one that had the speedometer that kind of came up and went across like this. That was 88. Oh, and the new trucks are all fugly. Yeah, they look like railroad trains. They're enormous. I don't like them at all.
War World of Wood Chip out. Good night. Thanks for being here.
Okay, yeah, take care. Mexican Spec says no. 88 to 98 was OBS. Man, okay. They did have square body trucks on the lot until 91.
Oh.
Really?
Okay.
So what, they made them at the same time?
Yeah, they probably just kept running the factory.
Because I remember that when my brother-in-law bought that one that I thought was an 87, but it was an 88. Man, I like that truck.
But he says the early S10 was a square box. It was. I had one of those with the Iron Duke. They were very square.
And then, of course,
like, we need a truck.
all the old ones, like Ari's 1960, I really like that thing, too.
Oh, I know.
I was wondering why you turned the heat on. Yeah.
It's warm enough to get us through the end of the show.
Mexican says, yes, Bub. Suburban, K5, and the dual 3x3 were square body. Okay, so oh, yeah, the Suburban. Okay, so that was the square body went on for a while. So they were making both of them. Mark Sauvé. The square bodies after 88 were R and V. It says mine was an R20. Kevin says my square S10 was a Hammer. Daryl says 87 K10. And they're talking all these R, what they are, R20 and stuff. What you doing, Kim? Oh, how's the fire? Is it? We got to keep it so it doesn't freeze in here. That's all.
Yeah, I made enough wood to keep the temperature up there.
And then gonna send both some cool pics for Tuesday. Oh, somebody else said something in here about sending pics earlier, and mine went somewhere else. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but it was something sounded cool. Yeah, send them in. I think it was Mark Sauvé said he was going to send stuff, but I don't really remember who it was. What's the theme for Tuesday? Oh, what did we decide it was? I know what it was. Land yachts.
It is land yachts? Okay. I remember we talked about it, but we changed our mind.
87 was a split year here. Yeah, see, my brother-in-law got an 87, got a new truck in 87, Chevrolet. And it was the body style that was 88 and later. But maybe it was an 88 that came out real early. I don't know. Yeah, Mexican Spec says land yachts. Mark Sauvé. Yeah, 57 Studebaker cop car. You're right. That's the one I meant to respond to earlier, like 2 hours ago, and I just didn't. I got off onto something else. But yeah, I want to see that. I like 57 and 58 Studebakers. You know what the best 57 and 58 Studebakers were? The ones that said Packard on them. I am a Packard Baker fan, and most Packard people are not. They hate them. And I think Packard Bakers, they were the best Studebakers ever made. I think they're really cool. Johnny C., I'm hoping they bring back an El Camino Ranchero type vehicle. Yeah, we're trying to do that.
They're always talking about it. There's always one on the sketch pad.
Always. Yeah, but what would they use today? I don't even know. What cars are left? You know, the Mustang's a car. What would Ford use? That's the only car, isn't it? Do they have to
think about it?
They have some little front driver car? I don't know. Chevrolet. I don't even know. I think they're all just making pickup trucks. Did they still make the Camaro, or is it gone? I guess they could make one out of the Corvette. I don't know. I don't know what happened to all the cars. Man. New trucks came out in March of '87. I was on a lot watching them unload the first ones. The Beretta and Corsica also came out the same time as '88 models. So Mexican Spec, was that new truck that came out in March of '87? Was that an '87 model or an '88 model? Because that's what my brother-in-law got. He got it like probably about that time. It was the first one I saw, and it's like, oh man, I like that truck. But I always thought it was an '87, but maybe it was an '88. My daughter loves my '87. I picked and taught her to cruise for enjoyment. No destination, no timeline, just drive, tune, sing, chat. They're making SUV out of Chevrolet. They're making an SUV out of the Corvette to compete with the Lambo Urus. Fusion had a nice front end. All the SUVs and George Alias is all SUVs and trucks. Well, I think they still make the Mustang. Let's see. Kevin Smith, my new model buddy that's deaf, sent pictures of his one-to-one build. Oh, that's like a full-size '87 Chevy step side. He put Blazer on front end sharp truck. Mexican Spec, no, that was Ben's as an '88 model. Yeah, his is probably an '88 then. But it was like March or April of '87. He showed up with his truck, and I'm going, man, that thing, I love it, man. Back in '55, they were making the Thunderbirds. Yeah, and then they did it again in what, '02, '03, '04, '05? Was it '05? They did it for 3 years or 4 years. The second bunch of two-seat Thunderbirds. Man, we saw one of those when we were in Maryland. It was beautiful. It was for sale. It was a black one, remember? I always liked those things. I don't really like the running gear in them. They got the Jaguar engine. Packard made a more refined Rolls-Royce Merlin V12. Yeah, that was a Tri-5 T-Birds, my dream car. Those are nice, aren't they? Those are nice. I'd love to have a '57 Thunderbird. I think the '55 and '56 look a little better on the outside, but the dash on the '57 is just so nice. And that's what I'd have to look at driving it. So, yeah, I think '57 Thunderbirds are pretty darn good cars. And they were good cars, too. I suspect they were new trucks for 18 months until the '89 model came out, September of '88. Those are just Jags and Decide. Yeah, they were, but they were. They were slightly smaller engines. What was it, a 3.9 instead of a 4.0? I think. George Ely, I'm still hunting for Mopars. They're around. Daryl says I need a '59 Cadillac. That's a land yacht. I knew a guy had a body shop, and he said he had a customer with a '59 Cadillac. Had him weld a fin up the center of that thing. You know, they had those giant fins that look like rockets. He had him put a third one in the middle. That had to look good. Okay, Kim. Oh, Josh Holman says Jaguar and Decide. Yeah, see that Thunderbird, the 02, 3, 4, whatever it was, it was mostly a Jaguar thing, you know. But it was a T-Bird. Same thing. They had them both cars at the same time. Okay, I'm starting to get cold. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we still need to make a short.
Oh, gotta make a short. We didn't make a short yet. Okay. I didn't even know what to do. Well, I know what to do. I got an idea. Let's wrap this up. We'll make it short, and I'm getting cold. When I start getting cold, it's time. And I'm starting to watch people drop off. It's getting late.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's conversations going, and we can't finish them. Pitt, it is good to have a team. I'm glad you're there for her. it's not easy joining and two families together. Um, Mark Sauvé says it was a Ford 4.0, but they called it a 3.9, or if it was a
Well,
Jag engine.
I thought it was actually a little bit different size engine. Maybe they weren't. Maybe the Ford was just called a 3.9. I don't know.
Johnny C, see if he still has it. Help him get it back on the road. That would be fun. Good
Yeah,
context. Too.
George saying, "Go get warm." Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We got to get off here,
Get warm,
and then we'll walk down through the cold to the house, and we'll make something to eat. And I'll load up the short to go live sometime in the morning. Sunday mornings, I usually have it go at 11:30 in the morning, and that usually works.
Okay. You guys have made it to the end.
Buenas noches.
I'm awarding you an additional 3 points. Be sure to keep track. Mark on your leisure. Leisure, however you want to mark it. We will be back on Tuesday night. We're still going at 7, but we're highly considering dropping it to 8. Well, not this week. Maybe the week after. We'll give you advance notice. Thank you all for your comments. Thanks to our moderators. Thanks to everybody wished Mexican Spec luck. Hopefully he will be able to stream some of his journey. I don't know if that's happening or not. But that's it. Do you have anything else to say?